Hey guys, welcome to another live lettering live stream from Dina, your host. Let's get into what we will be doing today. So excited you guys can be joining us today. As you know, every single Sunday we do a live lettering tutorial teaching you guys how to do a new cool adventurous thing with your lettering, whether it's a different material, a different subject matter, or just downright super fucking weird. So today we're not going to have any music during our live stream because this is a public live stream, and what that means is you guys can go ahead and share the link as many times as you want. Please tell your friends and family so that way they can get some free lettering education as well. So let me go ahead and just introduce you what we're going to be doing today in Photoshop. All right, so I have a lot of things here on my screen. And let me make sure, I'm using Astropad Studio now, so I'm just kind of getting used to how to use that. So what we're looking at is how do we add more texture to our lettering so that way it looks something like this, where your lettering is kind of muffled and is interrupted and has this really cool texture to your typography. So let's break it out into steps. So there's a lot of things on my screen here, but let me break it down to how I started this piece. All right, so let's get rid of these flowers, let's get rid of these lines, let's get rid of these letters. So this is how I started. I literally went ahead, for those of you guys looking at Instagram, I went ahead and I just picked a typeface and I just diagonally lit it all out on my screen. I decided and chose this piece because I feel like as artists we're not using the most important part of what it is to be an artist, and that is our self-expression. I feel like we get too consumed with doing things like doing things that are trendy or following a prompt on the internet, and we're not just using all of our personal life experiences and just putting it out there. And that's what I always find the most compelling when I find people on the internet. Like, what do you have to say? Does it resonate with me? What have you been through that I can relate to? It needs to feel like when you see a piece on Instagram or you see a product on someone's website, you have to feel like it was made for you. And I feel like the only way we can really do that is if you draw from your own experiences to draw art. So that's pretty much why I decided to type out lit it all out. Now for this piece, I'm just using a basic typeface that I'm going to be tracing over to make this process a lot easier. But if you guys prefer and go ahead and just hand letter this piece, that's totally cool. And also there's nothing wrong with tracing fonts, guys, as long as you customize them. I think it's a great way to start a piece, really, to get your bearing, especially for those of you who might be new to lettering. But today we're focusing a lot less on lettering structure and how the letters look, but really how much can we fuck these letters up while they're still readable. Now, for those of you watching on YouTube, I'm doing something super weird, and I'm also doing a live stream to IGTV at the same time. Sorry, not IGTV. There's too many things! Ah! Instagram Live, just to see if I could. And also my phone can handle live streaming a lot better now since I upgraded to an Android. So let me go ahead and make sure I can see my chat. Boop, boop, boop. Put you guys over here so I can still see you. Instagram Live. Oh, did I think I just found a bug. Hold on a second. Oops. That whole intro probably was fucked because I didn't mute my YouTube. Oops. I knew I'd forget something. All right, let's get into it. Hey guys, what's up, Instagram? All right, so let's go ahead and talk about how we can go ahead and add more texture to our piece. So I invite you, go ahead, draw with me during this entire process, figure out what phrase you guys want to be drawing, and just try to figure out a basic layout, especially if you just want to start off with something super easy like one word, right? One word, two words just stacked on top of each other, and that's really all I'm expecting from this process. So stage one is obviously figure out your phrase, go ahead and lay it out in your Photoshop document or on a piece of paper, whichever is your favorite way of drawing, and then you have to figure out what kind of motion do you want to add into this piece. Now what I did is I wanted to do something super basic, so I want it to be rain, right? So I'm going to be drawing diagonal rain and having these letters kind of break up. So what I did to help my brain out, since I'm not super good at drawing a perfect straight line, and neither is, I would assume, the majority of people out there, that pretty much suck at drawing straight lines. So I gave myself some guides here, just using the line tool over here in Photoshop, and just repeating it over and over and over again. And it also makes sense with my composition since obviously I'm starting from the left to the right and having a diagonal motion with my lettering. So I think guides are super important. Next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to go ahead and start to figure out how I can recreate this part. So you guys can see I was trying to experiment, trying to figure out how I can make these letters looking like they're getting lost in the rain. Now, let me go ahead and show you what I did wrong with this piece. I definitely felt really confused and aggravated and pissed off because I wasn't immediately amazing at drawing these letters. And this took like 4 hours for me to figure out. Now, the mistake that I made here is I drew too many lines. There's just way too many lines going on, and if I'm going to fill this entire composition with these lines, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of fucking lines. I don't got time for that shit. So I'm going to go ahead and just start from scratch from this top left corner. Now, if you were with us earlier, I also am super lazy, so I went ahead and I drew out these flowers to fill up the right-hand corner and left-hand corner of my composition here, just so I don't have to put lines there. That's literally my thought process. I have not thought beyond how can I do the least amount of work possible. Now, with a limited amount of lines, I think we'll be able to finish this piece by the end of the live stream. Now, since this is a public live lettering tutorial, what we're going to be doing is a live critique at the very end of it. So at about 6:30, 7 o'clock, p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you guys go ahead and email me at dina@lettershop.com, I can go ahead and pull up your work on the stream and go ahead and give it a critique. I'm going to bust out my iPad. I'm going to draw notes directly on your piece. So if there's anything that you're struggling with, if you're still in the sketch phase of a piece of art, go ahead and email it to me and I'll totally give you a free critique. No problem. All right, let's see how we're doing on YouTube. Hey, Dina, super echoey. That's better. Yeah, I didn't have my YouTube muted, so the entire first 3 minutes of that video was garbage. But hey, fuck it, perfection's for assholes. So let's get into it. So let me turn off my letters. I'm going to be starting from scratch, and for those of you watching on Instagram, you're finally going to see something on your screen. How exciting. Okay, create a new layer. Still trying to figure out this whole Astropad Studio, so bear with me here. Hi, Deidre, how are you? Hey guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so if anyone on Instagram or on YouTube has any questions throughout this entire stream, whether it's personal questions about me, onboarding, freelance, whatever, or it's more specific about what we're doing, please let me know. I'll take moments to answer all of your questions and try to get this thing done. The whole point of these lettering live streams is mainly just to go ahead and hang out and get to know each other a little bit better and be friends on the internet, really. Okay, so I'm using really cool brushes that are, it's the Micron 0.5. It's called the Hand Lettering Kit. You guys can grab that over at Creative Market by Retro Supply Co., run by my really good friend Dustin Lee. Everything he makes is amazing, and this was also co-made by Shauna Panchezin, another amazing hand lettering artist and entrepreneur superstar that I love to death. All right, so the first thing we want to do is you might want to start with the lettering, but that's the opposite. We don't want to do that. So instead, I want you to go ahead and whatever kind of guides you have, just draw the lines first. Now, don't be afraid to draw over your letters, because that's the whole point. But you do also want to make sure, my camera's so close to my pencil, like I might like knock into Instagram Live a few times. The key here is making sure, especially if you're going for that kind of rain feel, is making sure that your lines are diversified, right? That it's almost, that the lines don't look too repetitive. It's kind of scattered and has that checkerboard feel. Oops, stay over there. So I'm just going to start from the top and then go down to the bottom from left to right. And this is literally all you do. This is the first step. Now, it doesn't really matter that my guides are like, you know, maybe a couple pixels off from each other, or might not have the same even weight. And I'm just going to comb through even my illustration that I have here, because it's on its own layer, so I can always play with it. I think it's a huge mistake when people do something like this, and then they break it apart, because that line is never going to be quite as straight as if you had just drawn it if you had just drawn it just straight through the leaf, because you can always erase, especially if things are on their own layer and you are drawing digitally. It only runs into a situation, obviously, if you're doing this traditionally with a piece of paper. But if you got something in the background, just plow fucking through that thing. So I'm going to go ahead and plow through it. On some lines. Make these look diversified. I'm not worrying too badly that my lines are like perfectly straight or they're perfectly the same amount of like fucking wrinkly or whatever. It's really all about, do my lines go all in the same direction? That's the most important thing. And that was the biggest mistake I was running into when I was doing all the little tiny lines before it. Is that I wasn't able, it was just too many lines that, it's like the more lines that I added, the more imperfections in the lines that could be seen, if that makes sense. I think the hardest part with these guys is just focusing enough to where, where's my eraser? To where they're diversified lines and they're not totally, god damn it, this is going to take getting used to. Like you're used to seeing it all from the same spot and you keep going to the old spot it was. Astropad Studio is cool, guys, but it's going to take a little bit for me to fully accept it into my life, my daily habit. So I'm just going to fill this entire thing with lines. Just following the guides, really. Trying to make this look like diagonal rain. Now, as I go ahead and I fill out this part, I'd love to update you guys on kind of some of the stuff that's been going on in my life. A lot of shit has happened. That is a little crazy. What's up, Phil? Hi, welcome to the YouTube live stream. What is the email again? Braggs Design Ass. It's dina@lettershop.com. So it's my name, D-I-N-A, @lettershop, spelled the exact same way it is on Instagram and YouTube and .com. All right, so some of you guys know I went ahead and I had my first ever 2-day lettering fucking event. I threw my own conference. What? I had my own conference that was last weekend. I planned it in 2 weeks because I'm crazy. I had planned months in advance to do this event, but then, you know, you get busy with lettering and whatever else is going on in your life, family, drama, money, babies, heart attacks, all the fucking shit that happened in my family this past few months. And I just kind of forgot about it. And it wasn't until the event coordinator had emailed me like, hey, Dina, are we still doing this? Like, are we still going to try to do this event? I haven't seen you promote it. I haven't seen any information or marketing materials. What's happening? Because the space is still available if you want it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I probably should be planning that. And I just kind of, it was like one of those moments where I was just kind of like, fuck it. It's cool. I can do this. So what it was a series of events that were 3 hours long. So every single workshop, we did 4 workshops total in 2 days. Day 1 is what we were calling the making day, where we did a 3-hour workshop. Actually, it ended up being 4 hours because I really wanted to give people a little extra time to finish up their pieces, to teach them how to create a long lettering piece that doesn't suck. That was the main thing. And it was interesting because it was a lettering workshop where you didn't actually learn how to draw letters. I cannot get this thing to work. I cannot draw the straight line. Am I broken? Okay. Apparently I just needed to focus more. I was like, I can't draw this and talk at the same time. It's so hard. So it was funny because I was teaching a lettering workshop, but I wasn't actually teaching you how to draw letters. It was much more about like how to decorate your letters, how to find different and more interesting lettering containers, how to draw accents, how to do the perfect drop shadow, just really trying to get people a little bit more confident and just saying like, fuck it, like let me just go ahead and try something and see what happens. Because I feel like we're a little bit too precious with our art sometimes, where it takes us forever to finish something. So I really wanted to push people past their comfort zone, because I always think the more you push yourself to something that makes you uncomfortable, the faster you grow. And I've proven that over and over again. And anytime I take on these like really huge things in my career, So it was a great event. I especially really enjoyed teaching the live, I keep saying live, it's a workshop, of course it was live, social media workshop. We went ahead, we had a photo shoot for like an hour where I had like professional photographers come in and take really nice lifestyle photography of all of the attendees. We talked about, you know, hashtag strategies and content development and how to craft the perfect bio. And it was just so cool to talk about something so technical and so obviously like something you need a computer for in a workshop setting. I've never done something like that where you had a workshop where you had to pull, you actually were allowed to have your phone out and you worked on your phone. So we were using an app called Preview to essentially just like plan out the next 20 fucking posts in their social media for Instagram. And just talking about how to create better engagement, how to write better descriptions so people actually give a shit about what you're making, right? Hey, what's up, Ashley? Welcome to the live stream. Hardcore letters. Hey, I made it to a live stream. That's what's up. Is Dina a mama? What do you mean? I don't have kids, if that's what you're asking. Hey, Dina, made it to a live stream. Yes, what's up, Sarah? Hey, what's up? Hi, Dina. This is awesome. Hey, thanks, guys. Man, people on YouTube are super fucking nice. Thanks, guys. You guys on IG, you guys need to step up your game. So it was a really great experience. I definitely love teaching in real life because you get to see those aha moments in person. It's like, holy shit, you just gave me a Photoshop tip that's literally going to save me like hours of time. Or, oh my God, that's going to make such a difference in my family's income. And I actually can maybe make a full-time living doing what I love as an artist, lettering or otherwise. It was super stressful. I didn't get any sleep. I was so fucking nervous about it, guys, that I didn't sleep for 2 days. I was a walking zombie, and I'm just so grateful to, and this isn't a plug or anything, but Wacom was my sponsor, and they paid for all the food. They didn't charge me anything to host the event. They were just such beautiful people, and they really made the whole experience a lot easier for me. So I'm definitely interested to go ahead, and next week me and Rick are going to be creating a video for you guys. So on YouTube, you guys are going to be learning how to create your own event, and on IGTV, you'll learn more about the behind the scenes process and kind of more of like a vlog style about the event. So it's going to be really cool, creating lots of content. So as I continue to draw these lines, again, teaching you guys how to add more movement, it's kind of like a tedious process adding all these lines, but I think that anytime you have to do like stippling or something that's like tedious but not necessarily hard to draw, it's like really soothing for some reason. Like just put a fucking show on, watch somebody on YouTube, just let your fucking Instagram stories just fucking run off or whatever, and you just kind of get really peaceful. I really like it. So that's what happened last weekend, and you would think, hey, Dina, you just ran this huge 2-day event. You should probably take a break, huh? Huh? You should probably take a break. No! I am slammed with fucking client work for the next month. Just for the next month. Just for the next 3 to 4 weeks. I have so much shit to do. It's crazy. What's up, Inkings? Welcome to the live stream here on YouTube. How are you? When I dropped in, you were speaking to all of the challenges that came before the live class you just taught. Oh, yeah. Dina was a mama. Yeah, Dina was a mama to all the students of the live stream of the workshop. Just made it. What's up, guys? Something about babies. That's okay. What's up, guys? Here on Instagram, doing a double live stream on both Instagram Live and on YouTube Live. If you guys would like a better experience of what you're seeing here on Instagram, definitely click the link in my bio to check out the live stream on YouTube. It's kind of like IGTV is just like IGTV. Instagram Live is just kind of like, hey, Instagram, the place where all my followers are at. I'm actually live on this other platform that's actually like way better for live streaming. So you should totally come to this other platform. So let me tell you about the crazy project I'm doing. So you know murals, right? Murals are super fun. Who doesn't love to make a mural? Murals are very in right now. A lot of lettering artists are getting amazing opportunities to do fucking murals. So the next month, Dina is going to be doing, wait for it, 50,000 words on a mural. Yeah, that's a real thing. That's something that's happening. 50,000 fucking words on a mural. And we're going to be doing this in 3 weeks. And I'm hiring a team of artists So you or someone you know that's an artist of any kind and you're in the Portland area, maybe the Seattle area, if you're within like a 5-hour radius of Portland, Oregon, fucking get in my DMs on Instagram, send me an email, let me know. I'm hiring a huge fucking crew of people to help me finish this mural. It's gonna be tedious. It's pretty easy. We're just essentially tracing what the projector is going to have. But it's going to take a lot of time to draw, handwrite 50,000 people's names on a mural. So I'm doing this for a client called the Bible Project. They're essentially like an animation studio that explains the Bible. It's pretty much what it is. For those of you who are religious or not religious, it's a really cool business. Definitely can appreciate all of the art and hard work that the team puts into their content. It's very interesting. As someone who personally isn't religious, I'm really excited to go ahead and do this mural. I have about 3 people that are officially going to be hired. They're going to be there every single day. And we're literally going to be doing this mural for 6 hours a day for 12 consecutive business days. So don't worry, you don't have to come and work weekends or nothing. But if anyone wants to take a shift and hang out and help me draw some letters, that would be amazing. We're also going to be recording the entire process for a vlog. It's going to be super fun. I'm excited because I just think the idea behind the mural is really fucking cool. So this client went ahead and they are completely crowdfunded. So every single month, and they don't use like Patreon or Kickstarter or anything like that. It's all built into their website. And people who enjoy the content that they're making go ahead and sponsor them and donate X amount of money every month. And they have different tiers, just like any other support system. And so every single person who's donated, those are the names that we're going to be drawing on the chalkboard, or sorry, not the chalkboard, on the mural. And those names are going to make up like a huge illustration scene. So almost imagine like geometric shapes, like a circle or a square, and that entire square being made up of people's names. So if you ever did one of those like really weird typography projects in college or high school where you had to make like an illustration, like a portrait or fucking you drew your dog or something, you had to draw it out of letters, that's very similar to what we're going to be doing for this mural. It's going to be fucking next level nuts. Someone just sent me something to critique. For those of you just joining us both on YouTube and Instagram Live, we are doing a critique here at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Right now it's about 5:30. If you go ahead and send me an email at dina@lettershop.com, send me a sketch, send me a link to your Instagram, whatever. If you want some eyes on something, let us know and we'll give you free feedback at the end of the stream. All right, I want to get these lines better. I'm getting mad. Come on, baby. I hope you guys at home are drawing some of these lines with me so you guys can figure out how to add a little bit more dimension to your typography. Do you see how smart I am? Going ahead and filling up a lot of the space with flowers. I feel smart. I feel smart. I was like, I know how I can draw less lines. I'll fill them with flowers. Does it make sense with the composition? Maybe. Wow, awesome. I love those videos. Oh, you do, Phil? Cool. Yeah. They make good stuff. So I'm going to be doing that mural. But wait, that's not all, folks. I'm also finishing up a logo that some of you guys saw on Instagram that I posted that yesterday. So thank you for your feedback. If you guys went ahead and helped me figure out what compositions and concepts we should move forward and present to the client. If not, go to my Instagram post. Give me your feedback. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So we have that project. I'm also going to be doing a chalkboard series for a place called Food Corps, which is a nonprofit that helps put healthy food in public school cafeterias. So it's a really great initiative, and it's going to be for a social media post where I'm going to be drawing a couple different phrases that kids are going to be holding up, and that's going to be the post. It's going to be really cool. I'm excited. And then there was another one. What was the other project? Oh! I'll be doing a project for a company called The Good Life Project. I actually worked with them a few years ago, probably 4 years ago, like right when I just went full-time freelance as a hand lettering artist is when I worked with them to do a sweater design. And they are another educational platform that helps out entrepreneurs make money doing what they love, similar to what I do. And I'm so busy. But it's okay. It's always like you always have too many clients or you don't have enough clients. You never have like that perfect amount of free time and like you can actually like have a social life. No, that doesn't exist in the freelance world. It's either you're fucking fully booked and you want to kill yourself, but you're so blessed and excited for all the opportunities, or you fucking would take any stupid Craigslist opportunity because you're so broke and no one, and you can't even pay people to do work for them. It's like one or the other. I sent you a contact in Portland. Oh, okay, cool, Ashley. Yeah, I saw the email come through on my iPad. Hey guys on Instagram Live. Any questions you guys have? Same thing on YouTube. It's a great time for questions. If anybody wants to be my friend on the internet. As you guys slowly watch me draw these lines. And I'm like slowly not following my own advice. Like, oh, don't draw lines around the illustration. Draw lines through them, Dina. You just said that. I know. I don't have to listen to me. Don't you know that's why I give advice, guys? So that way it's really all just talking to myself. That is true, actually. Like all of the like lettering pieces and stuff I do is never like, I just draw about my own struggle as a creative and I put it into a piece and oh my God, some other people relate to it too. So weird. Hey guys on Instagram Live, how are you? Definitely click the link in my bio on Instagram if you guys would like to get a better experience of this live stream here on YouTube instead. We're almost done with these lines. It's very exciting. Oh my God. Just some more. Just a few more left. Yes. Yes! Mission complete. All right, we have some lines. We're going to have to add like so many more lines than this, but this is going to be a really good starting point. All right, let's do this. Get some water. Let's get hype. Okay, so that's phase one. Definitely important to make sure all of your lines, if you're working digitally, are on a different layer. Okay, I'm going to create a new layer. We're going to super zoom in. Now I'm just going ahead and tracing around a typeface. Feel free to draw your own letters. You don't have to trace a typeface. You can just you can just draw normally if you would like to. What's up, S. Naranjo? What's up, Instagram guy? All right, let's do it. So this is going to look really, really weird. So we're going to add more lines right around the letter. The key, most important part of this is making sure that all of your lines, I just hit my phone, all of my lines aren't going in the same direction as my first lines. This is the first step. So if you're following this at home, add a bunch of fucking lines. Again, you're trying to make sure that everything, that you're still like, you know, adding lines so that they're not like all like directly horizontal on top of each other. That's super important. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Okay, so those are more like, there's a couple that are obviously off, but that's the main thing. So what we're gonna go ahead and do now is let's look at our reference, right? I love me some reference. So it's all about where is it? Nevesman. Love this guy on love this guy on Instagram. Love all his stuff, especially this is what inspired this piece in this tutorial, is trying to figure out how to do something like this. So we went ahead and we drew all our lines. And then I added a couple extra lines. So what we need to be doing now is we need to be doing a zigzag motion to fill in our letters, just like Nevesman did, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm actually gonna create a new layer just so you guys can see the process. Right now I'm using a 15 size brush. So let's go ahead and let's bump it up a little bit. So let's do 30. So I just doubled my brush size. And then I'm just gonna be doing a zigzag motion like this. I noticed that I'm not always doing the zigzag motion perfectly, like to fill the width of the piece. It's just a zigzag motion in general. So trying to fill in the gaps in between but what's most important here isn't the positive space that you're filling out right here, but it's the negative space in between the letters. And we're going to be doing a process of making sure that you always have at least one line, like right here, like one piece of negative space that goes through the entire letter. That's really important. Just filling it in, making sure you have just as much negative space as positive space. If you want it to look more textured, you obviously try to leave more space in there. Right? Now, I just went ahead and I thickened up my brush just so I could fill that out faster. So now I'm going to go back to my original brush size. So I'm going to go back down to a 15. And I'm just going to go ahead and start to flick. Right? So I'm just going to do this motion with my hand. For those of you on YouTube, I'm doing this kind of motion with my wrist. And I'm just going to flick up like this. Just so that way everything doesn't end in that like really big shape. And you want your flicks to kind of, as I hit my phone, to go in like all different sizes. Like if this flick is long, maybe this flick is short, that kind of thing. And again, obviously you want to make sure that your lines are going in the same direction. It's something you really have to be aware of. So any part where you see kind of like a weird line that is getting thick, just go in there, add a couple flicks. Like these on the left-hand corner are all kind of thick. All right, so that's the third step. There's more steps. So many steps. So just to reiterate, because we're actually starting to do something now, we filled the entire background with lines and we used guides to make sure that all our lines are going in the same direction. Then we took more lines, we drew more lines just over our letter and where a letter is supposed to go. Then we took a thicker brush, about double the size of what I was using originally. So if you're working from home and you're using a traditional tool like a Sharpie, just grab a thicker Sharpie, right? And then we went ahead and we added flicks at the ends of our letters. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add more fucking lines. Yeah, okay. But these lines are supposed to be extending and coming out of our actual letter. So we still stay in the same, and I'm literally just adding these kind of things. Just like, oh, short, short, long, short. Oh, that's not going in the right direction, is it? Undo, short, long, short, long. Just adding more of that texture. That's really, it's all about the texture, people. Hello, where do I learn more about hand lettering? Over on my Patreon. If you want to go ahead and DM me, I am Born Creative. I'll give you a couple links. I have some freebies I can give you. And if anybody is interested in a couple of free hand lettering worksheets, go ahead, either send me an email or a DM and I'll send you a link. And I give away 3 free workbooks on my Patreon. If you guys haven't had a chance to check those out, I'd love to give you a link. You guys can explore some new cool fucking letters, man. All right, let's get in here. Add more lines. Not too many. We don't want to go too line crazy because I got a little line crazy the first time I did this, which is why I'm redoing it. Okay, right? So this was all in the same layer. We have all these lines. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to merge those 2 layers together. So again, definitely don't merge your background lines, just your foreground lines. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the eraser and then we're going to kind of take away. So we went ahead, we added a bunch of lines, we added some texture onto our letters. Now we need to go ahead and remove just a little bit of it, right? All right, Phil's asking on YouTube, don't you wish Photoshop had transparent swatch instead of having to switch to erase? You could cut through those lines so fast with the same tool. Well, this is an interesting idea, Phil. It doesn't bug me. I just hit E. It's like B, E, B, E, B, E, right? And then on if I'm using my iPad, I just hit the thing. But it is an idea, isn't it? All right, let's take the erasure. And we're just gonna, ooh, that's a big eraser. That's a no. That's a mm-mm. All right. Undo. Undo, please. All right, let's make sure that brush size is the same size as our pencil, which is 15. So let's go back to 15. All All right, so I'm just going to be cutting in. Now, for me, I want to make sure that I'm using the same brush. So I think I'm actually just going to add a mask instead of using the erase tool. So I'm just kind of cutting in. So anywhere there's like a lot of black space in my letter, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fucking rip it apart. Just add a little bit more, just so you don't see my zigzag as much. So there's like a, I think this is the key to texture. So many people know how to add it, but they're not so good at taking it away. Again, just trying to be sporadic. If it looks a little bit messy, that's okay. It's supposed to look messy. Can you set your brush to transparent and use it as an eraser? Oh, no, I know you can do that. I just think this is easier. That way if I mess up, it's just a mask, right? All right, I want this line to go all the way through. There we go. I think it's important. Every letter should have one line going all the way through. Just so it really gives that kind of look. Maybe that one goes through too. Maybe I'll have another one that goes right there. Maybe another one that goes right there. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Have a couple pieces that are like scribbly. Scrabs. All right, so that's pretty much what we're going to be doing that and repeating that same process with every single letter that we do in this piece. Now, you may have noticed, hey, Dina, as I hit my phone again, that it's not working. It doesn't look like it's being broken up by the rain. That's because we have to add a lot more lines. So after you have your letter like this, then that's when you go back to your background layer. Here, I'm just going to create another new layer. When in doubt, create a new layer and just add a couple more lines. But this time when I'm adding these extra lines, I'm going ahead and I'm making sure that I'm not, that like it kind of dissipates. So like the lines are most congested around the letters, and as the space gets further and further away from the letters, the less lines there are, right? Now, if a couple of our lines aren't completely aligned with what we're doing, it's okay. You're not a robot. Why do we always try to be perfect, guys? It's such an unrealistic standard. Just adding more lines. When in doubt, add more lines. And then as I'm getting further away from these letters, I'm just going to slowly start to space out these lines a little bit more. Let's zoom out. As I keep hitting my phone because it's so fucking close. And then notice that not only are my lines getting further and further away from each other, but they're also getting longer. Because remember, like physics, if there's liquid that takes up any shape that it's being put into, which right now it's mostly gravity, and it goes through an object, it's going to go ahead and get smaller and get broken up because of that object, right? So it makes sense that it's really small and condensed and short strokes around the letters, but as you get further and further away from the letters, it gets longer and longer, right? Until it just starts to get just as long as the background. Now again, the more lines you add, the more mistakes you can get away with, that's for sure. And I still haven't fully like colored in these like plants or anything. Oops, get out of there, circle. Get out of there, I need the space over here. All right, Instagram, we only have about 20 minutes left for you guys before Instagram shuts down this live stream. So definitely if you want a better live stream experience, go ahead and hop over to YouTube. All right, so we're adding lines. So fun watching Dina just add lines. I know, this is how everyone should spend their Sundays, I think. All right, so you get the picture. So now we're just essentially going to be repeating this process. All right, so if anyone has any questions in the meantime, feel free to ask, or if you just want to watch aimlessly, that's cool too. I don't care. But I will say this, guys, we did get monetized on the YouTube, on the tube that is for you. So this video is public, even though it's garbage in the first few minutes. That's okay. So definitely, if you keep watching longer, that helps me. So if you need to go to the bathroom, leave the tab open. You want to go watch TV and play video games? Leave the tab open. That would be great. All right, so let's go ahead and repeat that same process. So make sure I'm on this layer. I'm on the 15, and I'm going to start working a little bit more fast. All right, so first step, I can go ahead and I can take off my guides here too. I don't need my lines here anymore. All right, so now we're just going to start add more lines, specifically over the letter. Trying to break it up as much as we can. Try not to make it perfect. As you just saw, we're going to tear up this letter. So don't worry about like, oh, this one's 5 degrees off, but this one's 7 degrees off. Like, that's stupid. Stop it. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. What's up, AndreaFlores.dg on Instagram? How are you? Dina's doing a double live stream. It's like a double rainbow, but on the internet. So dumb, Dina. So what my life's pretty much going to look like for the next few months, guys, is working on this mural. Again, if you guys know anybody in the Portland area that could use some money, right? That's an artist. I'm hiring a bunch of fucking people to help me draw this 50,000 word fucking mural that we're going to need to get done in the next month. So if you got a friend who's out of work, I'm their solution. So tell them to hit me up, dean@lettershop.com, and I'm down to pay you. I need to hire a lot of lettering artists in a very short amount of time. What's up, Nelsman? How are you? Sup? Sup, bro? Sup? So dumb. All right, so we filled up the letter. Now we want to go ahead, double that size to 30 and do the zigzag motion. It's all right. You can be messy. You can be messy. No one cares. It's fine. Really trying to show that negative space just as much as the positive space. Try not to like go too far and extend your line past your letter, because we're going to have to flick those off in a second. All right, going ahead, bringing down that brush size again back to a 15, and then we're going to add flicks at different levels. They're different sizes, all again in that same diagonal direction. That's why we kind of like put those in here, so that way they're kind of like a guide. What's up, guys? Welcome. Everybody's coming in, seeing what's happening on Instagram and YouTube. I'm already starting to do the fourth step, where I'm just like adding more lines coming out of it. I will say this, the hardest part about this is making sure all your lines are like somewhat going in the same direction. That's why I super recommend doing something really easy. Like, don't put your words in a banner. Just have them go like diagonal, straight, up and down. Just something that's a little bit easier as your first time doing this effect. Just because it is so time intensive, and there's nothing worse than spending all your fucking time on something just for it to look like garbage. I've done that so many times, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna, you know what? Stippling seems cool. I'm gonna spend 16 hours stippling this piece, and then I over stippled it, and it looked like shit. And I was just like, God damn, I just wasted so many hours of my time. What was I thinking? Right, almost just flicking it out, just doing this kind of motion over and over again, just doing this, really trying to get these guys at different lengths. My brain wants to make them all the same length. It's so frustrating. It's like, damn it, just do it, brain, come on, just do it, fucking piece of shit, just come on. All right. Go back to my mask, and then we're gonna go ahead and make sure we have a couple lines going all the way through it. Yeah, Roxy. Roxy just snoring up a storm right now. Having a couple pieces just completely... Oh, that one looks a little obvious. Let's go ahead and flick it up. Doing a couple extra lines in the positive space, just erasing it. Just so it looks more textured. All right, I think that's good enough. All right, let's get ready to get hot in my office because it's the summer and there's no air conditioning. And apparently Portland thinks central air is stupid. I don't know why. All right. Let me go back ahead and just add a bunch of lines. Again, you want shorter lines the closer they are to the letters and longer lines the further away it is. And notice that the background lines are a little bit thicker than these lines I'm putting in now. That's good because it's establishing foreground and background rain, right? Because not all rain comes from the same spot. All right, then as we get further away, I just add fewer lines. Dean, this is like the most fascinating thing I've ever seen in my whole life. Oh my God, thank you so much for saying that. Oh my God, Dina, we love you so much. You're so fucking talented and pretty. Oh my God, you did not have to call me pretty. Oh my God, Dina, don't you think you're like a little crazy because like no one's talking in your chat, so you have to essentially like make up a voice and a character in order to talk to you? I do think that's weird, but this is the internet. It's supposed to be weird. Okay, as long as you think that's weird and you're aware of the psychosis that you are currently undergoing. Cool, good talk. Oh my God, lines. I can't wait until there's like all this negative space and we can draw on some of these fucking flowers. It's like the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me. Oh my God, it's gonna look so cool. Ah! Look at it. Look at it. You're not crazy. Thanks, Megan. Alright. This is gonna take so long. I'm definitely gonna like rewatch Seinfeld or something as I watch this. Alright. I think it's looking pretty cool because you can kind of see it like in this area where it's like really, really condensed next to the letter. And then as it starts to get further away, it's going to be a little crazy because like obviously like lit and then it is right below it and all that shit. You're creative. We all do it. Okay, cool. Looks awesome. Thanks, Nielsman. I appreciate that. All right. All right. Do you guys like these flowers? Do you guys like these fucking flowers I made? I'm kind of obsessed with drawing flowers a little bit lately and just doing line work with flowers. Like this piece, I have no idea how I am going to color this. I have no I don't even know. Like, am I going to color it traditionally where there's like a black stroke and it's colored? I don't know, man. I don't know. I just want to get this technique looking sexy. And this fucking piece better get at least 500 likes on Instagram, okay? So if you see this piece on Instagram, you like it. It's all for you. This content, it's for you guys. So I can seem more approachable. Please help me. Alright, let's go back. I want to make sure I'm not going... Okay, cool. There we go. Alright. I mixed up my letters, but that's okay. Alright. I've been wanting to do this style for a while, but needed the motivation of someone else grinding through it with me, so thank you. Oh, thanks, Taylor, from YouTube. You're the best. You're the best, Taylor. I've been wanting to do this myself, because, like, Stefan Kuntz does this, too, and I'm like, how the fuck does he make it? Ah! Like, I feel like my main motivation as an artist isn't through, like, oh, I just need to, like, get my voice out there. It's, like, all about self-expression. No, it's about other people that you perceive that are better than you, and it's a competition, and you get jealous and green as fuck, and you have to be better than them. That's what I have. Like, you would think I had, like, siblings growing up. I'm so competitive. Anytime I see someone who's, like, killing it in the industry, I very rarely am like, oh, look at them go. I'm just so happy for them and all of their success. There's that, like, little green envious piece of shit that's inside of me, like, you motherfucker, what did you do? What? Tell me your secrets. Unlock. Unlock all of this knowledge so I can be successful like you. That's always what I try to do. So I think that's, like, such a huge reason why I'm, like, so marketing know-how-ish and, like, all about the tips and stuff, is because I was so desperate to know how people were doing things, and so many of those people aren't, like, willing to share what, like, their experiences and stuff, which is okay. That's their prerogative. But it was more like, okay, let me try, like, 1,000 things out and see which one I like the best and how I can kind of figure it out without having to ask them how they did it. And that's how I've learned literally everything in my career, whether it was, like, social media marketing, writing, blogging, creating a community, like, all that shit. It's just from, like, guessing how other people did it and then trying it and seeing what happened. That's it. That's my, I know it sounds really shitty. It's like, oh, you just let your jealousy fuel you. Cool. Right? You just can't help it. You just can't help it sometimes, guys. Tina, did you take a little something extra today? Oh, this is just how I am, guys. This is my personality. Did you not know that? Did you not know that I'm fucking crazy? And I curse all the time. And I'm really silly. And I make up voices on the spot. Have you not met me? Let's hang out next time. Let me see if... Super fucking weirdo over here. Alright. And also, can people stop saying that they're nerds and weirdos to be cool? Can that just die, please? I feel like a true weirdo, a true freaking geek, or someone who has, like, their entire life been made fun of for being weird or out there or outgoing or whatever the hell. And then all these fucking jocks and cool people who are good at things that are, you know, because, like, art to you guys is cool because you're an artist, but, like, you know, in high school or something like that, people are like, oh, you draw, that's cool, but they're like, oh, but you could never, like, do it for a living. You could never, like, make money doing it. It's just different, I guess you could say. So you definitely, like, kind of, like, I don't want to say, like, pay for it, but you, like, kind of pay for being an artist. In a way, like, your parents don't think you can do it, your friends don't think you can do it, like, it just sucks. So it's like you kind of, like, need to earn that shit instead of just being like, I'm just such a fucking weirdo. You don't even, it's like this beautiful girl that's never had a single bad thing happen to her in her entire fucking life. I'm just so weird. I'm like, fucking die away from me. That makes me so mad. You just have to take everything that we have, don't you? You can't just be pretty and successful. You have to take my weirdness too. God damn it. Just get so mad. Oh, my Instagram just ended on I'm sure what was a great note. Over 96 people watched it. That's pretty exciting. Should I do another live stream? I don't even want to save it. I'm looking at my phone and I don't even want to save this thing because I'm like, ooh, should I save it? What do you guys think? Should I save? Should I save this? I don't know if I should. I just feel like it's a really weird experience. You know, I don't think I want to. How about this? I'll save it to my phone. I don't know what to do. Taylor's like, you right. It's like, watch Gina rant and try to do 2 live streams at the same time. My phone is burning hot right now. It is mad at me. Who thinks I should share this? This very weird live stream I just did on Instagram. What do you guys think? Let me know. I'm not gonna hit the button until you tell me. Taylor says save. Megan's like, fucking do it, Dina. Yeah, save it. You guys you really think I should save it? Alright, fine. Fine. I'm gonna do it. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm gonna hit the share button. It's out there. It's in the universe. Oh, God. What have I done? Alright, now I can actually do this the right way. So let me go ahead and remove this guy. I was using this dude to hold my phone. Put him over here. I can rotate my iPad now. Come here. There we go. Oh, yeah, that's better. Share it. Thanks, guys. All right, let's focus. Let's do this. Let's bond. Let's be best friends. I'm really excited about it. Super excited. Okay. All right, I'm going to do all these steps at the same time. So, like, I'm going to do all the lines at once, and then I'm going to add weight, and then I'm going to do all the flicks, and then I'm going to add the negative space, and then I'll add the lines, because I feel like I'm getting lost in my layers here. And I feel like I'll be able to finish it quicker. Now that we ain't got those stinky Instagram people getting Dina distracted from the cool YouTube people. Right? All right, that's what I thought. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. So we're actually already, like, kind of doing it for this letter here. Just adding lines. Getting this texture going a full. Is anybody doing this with me? Is anybody doing this with me? Who's cool enough to draw with me? Who's coming with me, man? Who's coming with me? I'm so psyched. I am so excited about this mural project. I'm gonna keep talking about it. Again, if you know anyone in the Portland area that could use some extra money and would like to be a part of doing a 50,000 word mural with me, fucking get them to DM me, get them to email me. All my information's on Instagram, all my information's on YouTube. I would love that. I would love help. And more importantly, I'm just like so fucking psyched to help other people out and like give money to other fucking artists. I'm so excited about that. And like having like, not just working by myself and having like a cool fucking team. I'm so over the moon about it. I'm only doing one word though. Okay, that's cool, Sarah. That's cool. Okay, Megan's drawing, Sarah's drawing. Cool, cool, cool. You're drawing but not lines? What do you mean not lines, Megan? How dare you betrayed us? No, it's fine. Do whatever you want. As long as someone's being productive, that's all that I want. That's all that I want, guys. It's for you just, you know, like, just put yourselves out there, and I really just want you to be like flowers. Like, be like flowers that blossom, and just fucking let your freak flag fly, and show the world what you're made of. Sorry, that may or may not be an impression of my mom. Okay. It's not easy, right? Right? Mrs. Wren, you know what I'm talking about. It's so weird, too, because there's no music playing. I could have played my normal royalty-free playlist, but because it's a public live stream, I didn't want to get copy strike, so I was just like, fuck it. You guys just listen to whatever fucking music you want in the background. And you Snoop Dogg, Britney Spears, oh, such dated, okay, it's fine. Just get the beebs in those headsets, whatever you gotta do. To stay motivated, to keep going, flowing, showing. So after this mural and after the 5 chalkboards and the logo project and what's the other thing? And the sweatshirt design. God damn it, I have a lot of things to do in the next month. I'm so excited. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm fine. So many cool things. And then I'll be able to focus back up on courses. So those of you who have been like signing up for more details on like my upcoming social media course, and those of you who would really, 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 really like to go ahead and learn from me when it comes to like growing your business and talking about things like content and social media strategies and content marketing and blogging and how to curate your portfolio and all those cool stuff. I'm finally going to be able to put just a shit ton of content out there. And I'm going to be doing it at pretty in-depth courses that it's going to be like more like we're almost in the, like I'm going to try to make it feel like you're in the classroom with me, where you're going to have homework assignments and I'm going to, you know, grade your work. You're actually going to get grades from me. I'm going to fucking mark up, get my red pen out. I'm going to fucking be like, bloop, 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 bloop. So it's going to be like really small class sizes. By really small, I mean like 100 people. I know a lot of people who do online courses, they'll do it for like, you know, thousands of people or just keep it open. But I really want to make sure that you guys are each being able to get that kind of like one-on-one kind of hands-on experience. I feel like that's really the only way to learn, or else it just becomes another online course that you fucking bought, but you never fucking actually watched it. It was just a huge waste of money because you didn't utilize the education that the person was trying to give you that you fucking paid for. I decided to do a circular guide to look like ripples. Not a great idea. What did I say in the beginning of the video? Mrs. Renbeck, what are you doing to me? What are you doing? I said keep it simple. If this is the first time you've ever done this effect, straight lines are where it's at. Right? You gotta learn how to draw a straight line before you can draw a circle. You gotta learn how to draw the letter A before you can draw a word. Girl, you did that. You did this to yourself. But hey, you'll probably grow from it. You'll probably grow from it. And I look forward to seeing what you've made. Alright guys, it's currently 6:01 p.m. here in Portland, Oregon. That means the stream will be wrapping up what I'm working on right now in the next hour. So again, if you're like, oh fuck, this bitch is gonna be talking for another hour, yeah, bet your ass I am. If you want to go take a shit, you want to go play video games and not listen to me anymore, just do me a favor. Just do me a favor. Just mute YouTube, keep the tab open, and just do whatever you want. That'd be great. I'd really appreciate the view. You're like, I got excited. And I just really wanted to try doing this idea. No, I feel you. Do whatever you want. Have fun. As long as you're having fun, right? I feel like we put this like crazy massive pressure on ourselves. It's like everything I make must look amazing on Instagram. Or else it's like you feel like, oh, it was just a waste of time. Like if I can't post it, why did I make it? Like that's such a stupid why? Why is that how artists make? Like, oh, I just made this for Instagram. Like, what do you mean? Guys, Instagram or like any other platform is an advertising channel, right? It's an advertising channel. It's not the channel. Okay? The channel is your website because that's the platform that you control. Instagram and all those other things, these are just advertising channels so that way people can find you and then go to your website. So if you post something on Instagram and it doesn't get a lot of likes or it isn't very good and you're like, you feel nervous about posting it, that's such a dumb, and it's not dumb, I don't want to call you dumb. It doesn't make sense to feel that way because that post is just going to get buried by another post and then another post. And we need to stop with this like perfectionist mindset when it comes to what we post on the internet. But like things like your website, your curated portfolio, that kind of stuff, that needs to be curated. I get that. That's where you have all the control in what you show and how you promote yourself as an artist, whether you're trying to sell products, get client work, or just gain a following, right? That's what's important. It's fucking Instagram. Who cares if the lighting wasn't very good in that photo? This is not important. Just fucking post it. Just fucking post it. Just see what happens. Because you know what's going to happen if you don't post? Fucking nothing. Nothing is going to happen. You're not going to get any followers. You're not going to lose any followers. You're not going to get traction. You're not going to get exposure. Nothing's going to happen. And that sucks. But at least if it's a bad post, something can happen. Right? You can get an extra follower. It was an experience, right? And then if you go back in time on anyone's feed, you're going to see improvement, and that's so cool to see. So that's why I find it like so weird when people are like archiving all of their old posts. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that's so stupid. Stop it. Stop that. No. No. I'm mad at you. I am completely normal. No beardage, no nerdage, completely ground zero. Ashley, you're like the biggest freak I know. I love you. Hey, if I don't finish by the time you're done, can I still send you what I made after the stream? No. Sorry, Taylor. We only do free critiques during the live stream. But if you're interested and you would like to get critiques in your work more often, you can join our lettering community over at Patreon. It's really cheap. It's $20 a month. And you guys get not only a new workbook teaching you a new style of hand lettering every month, you also get access to every single Sunday live lettering stream, which is what we're doing right now. And you get up to 3 project critiques a month. So that means you can show me the sketches, the initial concept, the ink, the final, the render. That's one project. And then do that again 3 times a month. It's a pretty good deal. It's a pretty sweet fucking cheap as fuck deal. We got spots open, so if you guys want to join the community over at patreon.com/lettershop, that'd be awesome. Do it. Share it. What are CTAs? You have once visitors jump on your website newsletter? Yeah, so CTAs, call to actions. It just depends on what you want the most important action to be. So it's like, what's your goal? If your goal is to get clients, then your call to action would probably be to like look at your portfolio, look at a recent case study, and then eventually like request a quote to hire you. And if it was products, then it would obviously be to like go to your product page and add to cart. Whether it's like you're incentivizing them with a discount, or you're giving them more information about how the product was made, or showing the process behind that product, that kind of thing. And then if it's just to organically grow a following, then yes, the newsletter would be the most appropriate solution. Because email newsletters still to this day have the best engagement of any platform out there. Like right now on Instagram, you'll get about 10% of your following will see the post, and about 1% of your following will actually interact with it. So it's kind of like 10% of your following will see the post, and then 10% of that following that saw the post will interact with it. So it's like a tenth of percentage. It sucks. Like email, you have the possibility to have like 20% engagement, 30% engagement versus 5% engagement, if you see my drift. So definitely email newsletters are great. Even if you're just using it like every time I post on Instagram, I'm going to go ahead and post it to my newsletter. Same thing. Right? It doesn't always have to be like salesy or whatever. It could just be like eye candy. I'm a part of the $20 tier. Megan, did you just sign up or have you been a part of it for a while? Forgive me. Forgive me, Megan. If you're a part of the community and I forgot, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. What's your goal, Phil? Like, what do you want people to do when they land your website? And what I think how website design should be made is every single page should have just one call to action. One. Don't just make a homepage and be like, look, oh my God, I have a blog, and then I also have products, and then like, look at my About Me section, and then, oh my God, I have this new workshop coming up. It'd be really great if you could look at that. And then also, it's like, wow, stop, no. One call to action per page. So whatever your most important call to action is, like, let's say for the most part, people want client work, then it should always be about client work. So whether or not that first step to client work is, hey, look at my portfolio. Or if you want them to go directly to, hey, request a quote and fill out my form, right? That kind of thing. And then, like, what I would do is, like, your homepage, let's say the first call to action is, hey, check out my portfolio. That seems reasonable. Because most people, when they land on your website, they need to see your work first, right? Before they want to contact you for a quote. Makes fucking sense. No one's going to be like, boom, quote, unless they've just seen your work 1,000 times and they're just ready to finally give you some money. So, like, homepage, hey, look at my portfolio. And then at the bottom of your portfolio page, it says, hey, request a free quote. And then if you have a portfolio page that hopefully has content on it, and it's not just a grid of images, God, I hope that you guys just write just a little bit on your websites. Don't just make it a gallery. Explain your design decisions, show your process, that kind of thing. And then in the bottom of every single portfolio page should be a call to action to hire you. You see what I'm saying? It's like, what are the steps that a user needs to be taking once they land on your website to get the result that gets you paid? And that's how you have to think about it. Don't just regurgitate what you see other people doing. That's fucking stupid. And that's why everyone's portfolios look exactly the same. Don't do that. Like, really try to think, how would I need to use this website to understand your product so that way I can feel comfortable asking you for a quote. You just signed up this month. Okay. Wild and free. Yes, wild and free. I don't get that many pieces where I didn't remember that. Okay, cool. Well, I'm so glad that you're a part of the community, Megan. Thank you so much for helping me pay rent. You're a doll. You're a doll. I appreciate you. Literally every single time I hang out with someone in real life, I go, I just want to let you know that I appreciate your friendship and that I had such a great time tonight. I'm just that kind of person. So like every single time I do like a mastermind meeting where I do like my personal one-on-one coaching with my mastermind group, at the end of almost every call, I'm always like, guys, I just want to thank you for your money and your friendship. I really appreciate it. Because like, even though like you're getting something as a reward, right? You're not just giving me money to support me. You're not just giving me money so as a donation. You get something in exchange for that money. So, but I think so often people don't just like, they feel uncomfortable just calling it out like, hey, thanks for giving me money. Like, thank you for allowing me to make a living off of what I do. I love doing, which is teaching other people how to make a living, right? So I just think it needs to be, I think more people should just call out like, hey, you know what? Thanks. Thanks for the $5, the $20, the $100, whatever.
This world would just be like a way better place if we all just said please and thank you more. Right?
Totes. I tell my friends that I appreciate them every time I see them. Aw, that's so cute. I love that you do that. That is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. It's something I did as a little kid. Believe it or not, I was fucking introverted as fuck as a kid. I didn't have this is not an exaggeration. I did not have my first friend until the 5th grade. I was a very, very lonely kid. I was by myself all the time. My parents were always working. I was in a private school where I got bullied because I was so much bigger than the kids, like both vertically and horizontally, if you know what I'm saying. And I was really poor. I was there on scholarship. Just all the things that like stupid fucking kids make fun of kids for. I had all of them. I had all the things. I had acne. I had poofy hair because I didn't know how to use gel yet. I was fat. I was really tall and lanky. I was poor. I had a speech impediment. It was just like, what? Like, how many dominoes can you add to the level of loser that I was in elementary school? Like, seriously. And it didn't help that my mom cleaned houses for a living, and a lot of her clients were fellow parents. Like, why did you do that to me, Mom? I know money is important, but boy, you could have found other clients other places. Like, please. So I quickly figured out, like, once I did have friends, I'm, like, so appreciative. Like, because I had that, like, loneliness so long as a kid, that anytime anyone hangs out with me, even if it's a coffee meeting or a client engagement or like, you know, meeting a new friend for the first time or hanging out with the same girl I've been hanging out with the past 20 years, it always ends in like, hey, I just want to let you know that I really appreciate your friendship. Because there was a really big chunk of time in my life where I had no fucking friends. So it's like, once you know what that feels like, you don't want to go back to it. All right, I added lines to all of the letters. It's happened. It's happened. We've done it. I feel like closer. I feel closer to you now that I've shared myself with you. I think it's why I'm perceived as being so introverted, extroverted. What are words? Extroverted? Because like in this business of art, you have to fucking talk. You have to be able to talk about yourself and talk a lot, and that's the only way you're gonna make a name for yourself in this late in the game. If you're one of the OGs of like lettering or illustration, you're fine. You're fine. But if you're just coming into this very saturated lettering space or illustration, you got to be able to talk. You got to explain your value. You have to just fucking talk all the time on all the different platforms and create content, not just art. It's a bitch, I know, but the sooner you get used to it, the better you'll be. Like for me, live streaming on Twitch was like such a huge part of me being able to talk to other people. Because it's just like, when you have to do a live stream, there's a lot of dead air, and everyone's always going to be talking to you the whole time, so you really need to figure out what the fuck am I going to talk about for so long, right? And it's going to suck, and it's going to be awkward as all hell. So awkward. But eventually you get used to it, and then more people hang out in the chat, and then more people start talking, and it just got a lot easier for me. So I definitely think, for me personally, Twitch was just such a huge help in helping me feel less fucking awkward. So that's good. That was real. It was real, Phil. Thanks. I don't know. I really wish like more artists that I admired did more live streams. Because like typically it's so different. Maybe it's not so different. Like when you're an artist and you're following someone in your career because you admire them or you want to learn from them or whatever, I wish they would like give people more of an opportunity to let them know who they are, right? Like just to get to know them a little bit. Like, yeah, what kind of tools you use and your process and all that stuff, that's great. What inspires you, I understand. Those are really basic questions, but like, can we just start to like, what was your childhood like? Like, tell me about your parents. Like, you know, just like get to know them as people. I just think we would all just be such a closer, tight-knit community if we could actually call each other friends and not peers. What are the perks of a platform like Patreon versus your own site, like the Bible Project? So, I mean, obviously the functionality, makes the most sense. Like if, the Bible Project obviously had a custom code their website in order to, receive donations on a recurring basis and that whole thing. The benefit of Patreon is, you're already on top of a platform that has a functionality, so that saves time, obviously, but also it has its own built-in community as well. Now, this community is ever growing and getting a lot better, but Patreon, for the most part, has always been a place where you just have your own following that you have already developed somewhere else and have them support you on Patreon. And that's where the most success stories come from. It's like, hey, I built a Twitter following and then I put on Patreon, or I built a YouTube following and then I got on Patreon or whatever. But I think that Patreon should be used as almost like a newsletter. Like think of it like this. So this is what I talk about all the time, but I'll repeat it because you may not know it. So things like MailChimp, all these other email providers, like we were talking about how like email newsletters get the best engagement out of any platform, and that's true. But they cost fucking money. So like MailChimp, for example, like most mail providers charge you based on the amount of subscribers you have. So I was paying gobs and gobs of money because I had 60,000 subscribers on my newsletter. And that sucks. That's a lot of money. But Patreon, people can just go ahead and hit the follow button on Patreon. They have to create an account, of course, so they have a Patreon account. They hit the follow button, and they automatically get access to your newsletter, because that's what you're doing. You're creating posts that, depending on someone's pledge level, they get access to that post or not, right? So you could almost just, so what if every artist out there went ahead and used Patreon as just as a free newsletter? Like, you're not even asking people for money or for pledge or rewards or whatever. It's just like, hey, this is the content I'm making. If you want to see my work, follow me on Patreon and you'll get to see what I make. So that way, when you post something on Instagram, you just also post it on Patreon, which is your newsletter. And then once you build up a big enough community from your newsletter, which is also on Patreon, then you can start to ask for rewards. Like, hey, just give me $1 to support me. And then for $5, you get behind the scenes time lapses or process gifts, or you get the digital Photoshop file to play with my files or whatever. And then all the people who are already following you for free literally don't have to go anywhere else. They don't have to click, go anywhere, and they can easily just give you money from the platform. And also, you have to think of it like this. It's more of like a community of artists, because you're not just going to get supported. Like, the people who support me on Patreon, I'm probably not the only other artist they're supporting. So it's nice to be a part of a platform where other artists are on it as well. So that way they want to go ahead and they want to download the Patreon app and then interact with those communities more, versus a newsletter or like just having it on your own platform. It's just more segmented and it's less community based, I guess. So it just really depends on your goals. If you're super website savvy and you want to do it through your own website, totally. It might take a little longer. Just depends. That was a really long answer, but I hope that was helpful. How did you decide between Astropad Standard and Over Studio? Okay, so I used Standard originally because they didn't have Studio when it first came out. And it was working fine, but then all of a sudden, the Studio thing comes out, and then the Standard isn't working quite as well as it used to. So like, did you guys create a new product that was more expensive and made your old product worse on purpose so to make people buy the more expensive one? What? So the reason I'm trying out Studio is because I went ahead and I asked them for a free trial. So they gave me a year trial of Astropad Studio so I could try it out. Mostly because like I have a decent following, and every single time I do a live stream or talk or do any art, it's always using Astropad, and it was starting to like glitch out. It sometimes wouldn't read the cursor as much as it should and all that stuff. And that's embarrassing, and that makes Astropad look bad. So it's like I'm doing these live streams making Astropad look bad. So I was just finally like, hey guys, let me try out your Studio product. I would really appreciate it because I talk about your brand all the time. And they went ahead and they sent me that code weeks ago, and I just installed it this week because I'm just lazy. And I was like, oh god, I gotta learn how to use this thing now. And it looks really cool. Like, I haven't really played with all the functionality yet because I'm just too busy to like, I just want to get shit done. But it seems pretty fucking sweet. Like, I haven't noticed any latency issues at all since I've used it. The layout and the UI of it is way better. It's way cleaner. You can use it as a second monitor and as screen mirroring, which is really cool. And it has a lot more like shortcut keys. So like if I want to hit shift and like pull up a keyboard on Astropad versus having my keyboard out and always hitting like shift on my keyboard and try to do a straight line and that whole thing. I don't have to do that anymore, which is cool. So I do think Astropad Studio is way better. But it just depends on your goals. Like if you just want to be cheap and just get the job done and you may experience a couple latency issues every once in a while, then just get the normal. But if you're like a serious artist and you don't have fucking time for latency and all that stuff, just get the Studio. So yeah. Just a year? You rep them hard. They should hook you up for life. Well, I don't know. Maybe they will. I don't know. I think they're more like, let's see what this bitch fucking curses a lot. I don't know if we want her repping. Like, I don't know. You know. I'm not going to tell them what to do with their money. But I'm appreciative. Like, that was super cool of them to do. They didn't have to fucking do that. I just went ahead and I asked. Like, hey, could I get this? Is that cool? I don't know. I just think we need to be more comfortable with just asking people how to do things. And, like, if you have a question or if you want to get sponsored or if you want to, I don't know, anything. You want to be on someone's podcast. You want to get featured on their blog. Just fucking ask. Like, you know what's going to happen if you don't ask? Do you know the answer? You do. I know you do. It's nothing. Yeah, exactly. Nothing will happen. But if you try, the worst thing anyone can say to you is no. Or they just fucking ignore you. Who cares? I would actually prefer to be ignored than no. I'd rather not be rejected and just forget about you. Personally. You bought the standard not so long ago. I wish I'd known this. I wish this... Well, the standard was only a one-time fee, right? So... The Studio is a monthly membership, so, you know. It just depends on your goals. Have you been noticing latency issues, Sarah? With your version? I am on the right layer, right? That would be so devastating. Okay, I am. Everything's cool. Don't freak out. It's fine. I mean, if you haven't noticed any issues with it, then you're probably fine. Dude, adding these little lines, I know it seems like why would you add all these little lines in the letter if you're just going to fill it up with gobbledygook? Because the lines help me keep the gobbledygook going in the right direction. Because that's what I thought when I first started like trying out this technique. It's like, oh, I'll just fill in the lines. I went ahead and first did this step, the background lines that you see, and then I went ahead and just started doing like scribbling in my art, but it looked fucked up. So these little mini lines help you make sure your scribblies are going in the same direction. I feel like that's like the key to any like tutorial I do is like, hey, do you not know how to do that thing? How could you break up that thing into multiple steps to make it easier? And then it's like, hey, it's still hard. That means you need to add more steps. Hey, it's still hard. More steps. And that's literally all that I do. Megan! So. I started doing this project and I just realized I was on the wrong layer. Damn it, Megan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Megan, no. Don't do it, I'm so sorry. I should have reminded you. Are you guys, like every few minutes, hey guys, also I haven't saved this entire time. Let me do that now. Ah. Did you guys save? Did you save? Everyone save their shit if you're using digital products. Damn it, Dina. Damn it. I hate that. Like, even though, like, I remember and everything's fine, but, like, what if everything hadn't been fine? What if I would have lost all of the work? Oh, that would have been so painful. Yeah, sometimes Photoshop recovers it, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't, and that makes me want to fucking cry. And it always happens when you're, like, on a deadline and you're, like, almost fucking done. Your deadline's, like, 3 hours from now, and you got like, 20 minutes left in the project, and then your shit crashes, and you're like, oh, no! It's just, like, a visceral, full-body numbness of pain. This is the worst thing ever. Well, I'm new, so we'll try the Studio. They have a 7-day free trial to see if there's any difference. Thank you so much. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, try it out. See if you like it. I like it. I think it's fucking cool. It, like, really, the fact that you can, like, customize, you guys can't see this, because I don't have another camera for my iPad, but you have, like, a cursor that shows up, which I think is really helpful so you know where you're going. And it's, like, not only the circle brush, like, same thing in Photoshop, but it's, like, a physical line that shows up when you pull against the screen. And you can customize that. So if you want it to be longer, brighter, bigger, different color, I was like, that's cool. I like that. Because there's a couple times, because right now it's the default is like pink. It's like that Astropad pink. I use pink a lot in my work. I love me some pink. And I can't see the line. So it's cool that I can change the color. Like you couldn't do that in standard. Just like little nitpicky things like that. You're like, oh, that's cool. Like, I just recently switched from an iPhone to an Android. Dina got Android. That's right. I paid less money for a better phone than you. Fuck you, Apple. And I even switched from Verizon to Google Fi. So Google literally has their own cell phone provider. Like they are a cell phone provider. And this thing is fucking sick. Like, so it pretty much like takes all of these 3 networks, which is like US Cellular, Sprint, and T-Mobile, I think, are so I get 3 cell phone towers. 3 cell phone towers instead of just the one. And then also it picks up a lot of more like free Wi-Fi spots around. And don't worry, everything's protected. No one's going to be able to hack you or anything like that. So I actually have an amazing service, and I was paying like $140 a month for 2 phones for 2 gigs of data for Verizon, and now I'm paying $50. Yeah. I'm going to say it again. I'm paying $50 for 2 gigs of data for 2 phones now. Yeah. It's fucking great. It's like, what? Google Fi, you're the shit. I love you. Just the only caveat is Google Fi only works on Google phones. So I'm using the Google Pixel. And it's a sweet phone. Like, I just bought a really nice DSLR camera. And I have better video on my iPhone. God, I gotta stop saying that. On my phone than I do my camera that I just bought. Because it has 4K freaking video. What? And like the functionality is so much better. Like, honestly. Like, me and Rick keep discovering like all these cool things about it. Like, oh, it can do this. Like, oh, you can do this. I'm just like, ah. It's so fucking awesome. I'm really enjoying it. Like, obviously, and, we were able to transfer our contacts, our data, our phones, no problem. It took, like, a few minutes. It was super easy to transfer all that stuff. It was just nice. And I still have, I have Apple everything else. Like, I'm using an iMac right now, and an iPad, and an Apple Pencil. But the phone was just pissing me off. I was just paying so much money for a phone that didn't work. Like, I couldn't use a lot of the functionality of Instagram, and my phone just got old. Because it was the 6S or whatever, but still, it was just, like, so fucking annoying. Alright, so I know how much you want to switch from iMac to a Windows PC. Doesn't Astropad only work for Apple? Yes. Yeah, I will say this. I'm mad at Apple for a lot of reasons. They've abandoned creatives. They don't let us, like, really add or take away any of the functionality of their computers anymore, which sucks. They just released a new MacBook Pro that I hear is better, but I haven't really looked into it. So I've always been an avid Apple user, but I will say this my iPad's the shit. Like, I love my iPad. Just for drawing and stuff. Because it's like, if you have if your only options are a Cintiq and a iPad, you're going to get an iPad because it's way fucking cheaper, right? So for now, I think just, like, slowly doing the switch. But yes, I believe that's true. Astropad only does work with Apple. But I'm excited just to slowly. Then I'm gonna get, because I also had the Apple Watch, so I need to sell my Apple Watch. I just got it a year ago. It's like the nice one too. So I'm gonna get like a new Fossil smartwatch that connects to my Android. Because I'm a big fan of wearables. And also, I'm like, my phone's broken. Like, my phone is literally useless. It just started, like, hyperventilating anytime you wanted to do anything on it. Like, the screen, like, I still get notifications and stuff. I just can't physically touch my screen. It doesn't work. But Rick still has his phone, my boyfriend. So we're still going to keep his phone to do, like, testing for websites and just in case we need an extra camera or something. Like, it's always good to keep that stuff. But we are going to slowly start making the move to PC. Like, I need to get, like, a better computer for editing, since we're doing a lot of videos on YouTube, and Rick's my editor. And then he's just using my old laptop right now, and it's taking him forever to, like, render video, and even just to, like, get it to a point where he can preview it, to edit it. It's, like, ridiculous. So instead of me spending like gobs of money on a Mac, like I'm just going to go ahead and buy a cheaper PC that has better graphics cards, better CPU, better RAM than any Apple product, but for half the price. So in certain situations it makes sense. We'll probably always have Apple and PC products in this household. Unless Apple just really starts to fuck people over. Thanks for that nerd talk we got to just have together. My boyfriend and I build PCs, so I completely understand. Oh, you build PCs? That's so cool. Do you just do that for like funsies? Or are you, do you do it for work? Is it like your job? Are you like a power tech couple or something? Oh, you're busting through this now. All right. Now I have to add flicks. And I'm gonna make my brush size back to 15. It's like, hey, it's like, do the flicks, and I'll do this, and I'll do that. So I started here, so let me add some flicks. What's up, phone? Still trying to figure out how to use this thing. But I like it. It's fun. I like being challenged because I just never want to be like my parents and just be like so out of the loop of technology. I just like can't even get a job. Like my mom cannot for the life of her understand how to use the iPhone that I bought her. She can't do it. She does not know how to use Google Maps. She doesn't know how to use the internet. She can use Facebook. She can text. She can use FaceTime. And make phone calls. That's pretty much it. That's all she can do. And I tried to teach her other stuff, but she just doesn't have the capability for it. And she tries. She really, really tries. She takes notes, but her brain's just not built that way. So it's just like, you know what? I like changing it up so that way I don't get too comfortable with technology. Because, you know, the next thing's going to happen, like whether it's VR or something we don't even know what the fuck it is yet, that our generation's going to be like, you kids... Like, oh, an iPhone wasn't good enough for you. Like, I just never want to be that person. So I just always want to explore different technology and stuff and just see what the fuck's out there. You're both graphic designers, but we build PCs on the side for our friends and ourselves. That's so cool. That's such a valuable thing. Where are you at? Can you build me a PC? Hey, Megan. Can you build me a PC, girl? Actually, I know Rick really wants to try to build his own PC. I'm a little nervous because I'm going to have to fund this little science project. But he's so tech savvy. He's my little tech guy. Like, I was pissing him off so hard yesterday because I was like, how do I do this on my phone? Like, I was essentially, like, treating him like Google. Like, how do I do this? Hey, Rick, this isn't working. Like, I was such an... He was, like, yelling at me, like, why don't you just Google it? Ah! Like, figure it out for yourself. I was like, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm adding flicks. See, like, look how much different this letter T looks than from the L and the E. It's because I'm doing them at different times. That's probably why. I added too many licks. How many undos do I have? How many undos do I have? All right. I'm starting to sweat. It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot. We're located in PA, moving to Texas next year. Cool. Oh, I'm out of undos. No. All right, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just start making less of them. All right. It'll just be really concentrated up there on the top. All right, we got... Oh, no. It's only been a few minutes. Just kidding. I thought it was only like 10 minutes till 7. It's like, no, Dina. It's like 5 minutes have gone by since you last announced it. Cool. All right, let's add some more flicks to it. It's going to be a little weird considering I already have all these fucking lines around it. We're doing it. For those of you who are still here, you're amazing. And I appreciate you. Thank you for being my friends on the internet. See, I'm already doing it. It's not even into the show yet. Can't even help it. It's like, I know you have a lot of options when it comes to your entertainment, on a Sunday afternoon, night thing situation. But I just want to give you an extra shout out for being here with all the options you have. Isn't it hard to build one? It isn't hard to build one. You just want to make sure you buy compatible parts. We use PCPartPicker.com to get the best build for our price range. Cool. PC Part Picker. I'll write that down. Give that to Rick. PC Part Picker. Thanks, girl. .com. And she's smart. She knew she wasn't able to post a link, so she found a way around it. You're so smart. It's like you know how to use the internet or something, Megan. Come on, flicks. Start adding some more flicks. Come on, flicks. Oh, yeah. Oh, buddy. Dina's so weird. Oh, this is going to look so cool. It's already starting to look really cool, guys. Can you see it in my little
preview? My preview guy over here?
Let me make it bigger so you can see it bigger. Yeah. Like, when you're totally zoomed out, it's like next level. Holy shit. Yeah, I definitely needed to add more flicks on this A. Just what it actually looks like. It's like breaking through it. Yeah, that's looking way better. I didn't really add a lot of varied lines in here. And then we just have to take it away. Then we're just like line, 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 line. Liney, line, line. Oh. The internet is my friend. And so are you. Yay! Yeah, if you ever have any questions about it, don't hesitate to ask me. I'm always willing to help. A sister. A sister. You hear that? We're sisters. That's cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, if I ever run into an issue. I know a couple people who build out fucking PCs. My brain just went, what? What am I talking about? But yeah, that'd be awesome. Now that, I don't know, you know, like when you have money and you don't know what to do with it and you're afraid to spend it because you're so used to not having any money. That's how I feel right now. I feel really weird. Like, I have all this money. Please don't rob me. I really need it. From this mural project. Because obviously, you get paid a lot of money for drawing 50,000 words. And it's like multiple words. It's first name and last name. So it's 50,000 names. And I'm trying to really figure out, like, what do I do with it? Like, can me and Rick finally get married? Because he engaged me. He proposed like a year ago. And we haven't even attempted to make plans for a wedding. And we've been talking about just eloping. Because my family is kind of attention whores, and they'll make it all about them, and I will freak out. It's like, I can't just have one day! Just one day! So we might just like elope in like a sandals resort somewhere or something like that. Or if I should like reinvest in the business and get more technology. But I feel like I always do that to the point where like I'm so quick to buy electronics or anything really for my business. Another fucking subscription or something. But when it comes to like, hey, Dina, you haven't bought new clothes for yourself in 3 years. Like, takes me so long to like buy things for myself. I'm just so quick to like, oh, send my mom extra money for this month, or help out a friend, or, you know, treat people to dinner. I will say the one thing I will spend money on is food. I will be like, all right, I worked hard this week, $300 at a dinner. Like, that's one thing I will do. Food is very important to me. When it comes to like any other version of self-care, I'm just like the worst. I don't know. What do you guys think I should do with the money? Should I reinvest it back in the business? Should I get a really cool, powerful PC for Rick to edit? Should I spend it on myself? Should I just fucking save it just in case for a rainy day? Because you know those rainy days, they suck when they come. What do you think? What do you think I should do with it? I appreciate everything you do for creators. Thanks, Taylor. I'm going to join your Patreon when I get the money because I am currently just a broke college student. Dude, totally. Hey, at the very least, Taylor, hit that follow button on Patreon. Like, create an account. Follow me on Patreon. Check out, like, other artists on that platform. Follow them. And just see what kind of content's getting put out there. And see if you want to you know, get a kind of feel for the Patreon life. If you ever want to, like, you know, make your own. That's the first step, right? Like, get used to that platform kind of stuff. But, yeah, just hit that follow button. I give a lot of free stuff. Or even just $1. $1 a month. It seriously makes, like, such a huge difference for my business. Just getting that one little fucking dollar.
That $1 from you guys, I really appreciate just $1.
All right, since you're screen mirroring your desktop, are you able to work mobile? Oh, with Astropad? Or, like, in general? So, Astropad, not only can you just, like, physically connect your, you know, like, with a cord, like, from your iPad to your computer, which obviously works really well. It also works over Wi-Fi. So, you don't have to necessarily be, like, tied to your desktop the whole time. You can totally, like, as long as you're on the same Wi-Fi, like, go hang out on the couch while you're off it, you know, far away from your office or something like that. I do that all the time when I'm, like, you know, like, doing kind of work like this. My hand's actually starting to cramp up a little bit. Where it's just, like, really tedious and I'm not really doing anything creative, just kind of, like, adding those, like, final touches on the piece, and then me and Rick will just, like, binge watch a show or something together. That way we can still, like, hang out and be near each other while I'm still getting work done. Phil's like, get married! Get married, you're living in sin! You do you. You do you. It's not for your parents. Take your own advice. Finish. Yeah, right? I'm telling you, that's all I do. I just make art and I give the advice I wish I could take. Get air conditioning. Thanks. Well, no, that's actually a valid question, like a valid thing. Like, me and Rick have been in the same apartment for like 6 years now, and we really want to leave because it's kind of shitty. We do have a lot of Portland apartments though have air conditioning in the first place. We have air conditioning, we just don't have central air. So we have an air conditioner unit in our living room, and if my door's closed, that air is not coming into my office. But I still technically have air conditioning. But that's something like, oh hey, we actually have the money to go ahead and move if we want to now. Like move to, like, you know, a cool fucking downtown Portland apartment. Because that'd be cool. I want to make sure all these letters you can read. Yeah, you can read them pretty good. You can read them fine. They're fine. All right, we almost have 15 minutes until the live fucking critique. The live fucking critique. That's the official brand name. Live fucking critique. So if there's anything you want critiques, go ahead and email me at dina@lettershop.com. And you get the free critique for you. Free critique for everyone. Treat yourself. Treat yourself, Elisa. And you're hot, but you get married and go on a magical vacation. You guys are great. How hot does it get in Portland? Well, right now it is... Oh, it doesn't say that. Here. Dude, the fingerprint thing's on the back of my phone. It's so cool. It's so much better than on the thumbprint, I think. It's 97 degrees right now. And it's almost 7 o'clock. So it gets hot, you know what I mean, like in the summer and stuff. But I'm originally from Florida, so Portland doesn't know what hot is, all right? Until you can literally cook an egg on your car, it's not hot. But yeah, it can get like up into the hundreds and stuff, but that's pretty much it. It mostly stays cool, like literally summer just started really in Portland, and it's like fucking mid-July. I feel like summer really just officially started like the beginning of July. Before then, it was still like 40 degrees outside. It was super weird. I was like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, hey, Portland, do you know it's summer? I feel like you don't. I was getting so mad. Yeah, these flicks really make this, like, I feel like appeal, that, like, effect of the movement. I think the flicks are, like, super important. Because they have to look like they're, like, being actually, like, throttled. Especially with this O, where there's, like, this, like, negative space in the middle. I'm so excited to see how this comes out. Even if it comes out shitty, I'm still excited. And I know I'm adding like way more lines than other people do, but whatever. It's gonna look cooler. It's gonna look cooler, so it's fine. Do I know anything about Hawaii? Anyone? Hawaii? No. Portland eats are bomb. I visited last year. Hands down favorite place was Poke Poke. Yeah, dude. Portland's definitely got that food game down. Especially the food cart. Food carts here are like next level. I don't even like eat at restaurants anymore. Like we have this place, not kind of sort of close to where I live, where it's just like it's like a little cul-de-sac, little plaza, but made out of food carts. And that's not uncommon. But this one's really cool because it's got like a shit ton of food carts. I think it's like 40 food carts. And then there's like one like actual physical building that's a bar. So that way you can like drink and, you know, whatever, get lit, whatever the fuck the kids are saying for drunk this day nowadays. And then you can get your food. It's really cool. I really like it. And the food trucks are affordable and it's really, really good food. And especially in Portland, like everyone's got all these different dietary restrictions, like can't have gluten, vegetarians, vegans, all this stuff. So it's just so nice to like hang out with friends that you know, they can enjoy themselves too, and everyone can have what kind of food they want to eat. Cause like my boyfriend, he's simple guy, simple guy with simple needs, man. He just likes like chicken. And fucking like things you get at the kids menu. He fucking loves that shit. Not so much the fancy stuff, but he has gotten a lot better. He'll eat sushi and Thai food and stuff. But for the most part, he just wants something simple. So it's just nice to go somewhere where he's happy, I'm happy. And I always get my poke salad. You can like, there's just one place you can make your own poke, like on rice. Pick out whatever, like seaweed salad, tuna, salmon, these cool sauces, all the vegetables. Oh, my mouth is watering. Oh. Stop. Okay. And I literally could eat there like every day. It's so fucking yummy because you can make whatever poke bowl you want. I'm not getting the flicks. What do you mean you don't get like how I'm doing the flicks? What do you mean? So like if I super zoom in here, so I scratch that in there. So what I'm doing is I'm flicking outwards. If you see my hand, I'm just going like this. Like I'm literally flicking, like going up and down motion. And I'm taking the edge of a line and then flicking it outward. And the reason I say flick and not draw is because it needs to be a sharp, kind of fast movement. And then you just do it at different lines and different lengths. So that way you get that kind of like it's getting disrupted by the rain type of, well, for me, for rain kind of thing. Because if they're all more or less the same length, you're not going to get that same effect. Does that help? Have you decided the colors for the illustration? Nope. What I was thinking about doing something similar to what I did for my You Are More Than Your Output piece, which is like all the line work was eventually merged on the same layer, and then I used a gradient to make up the line work and then just chose a background color to put it on. I think that's what I might do instead of going for like the traditional route of like, oh, the letters and the rain are all one color, then there's a background color, then the roses are filled with, you know, a color red or green or something. I don't know. I have to play with it. But I don't know. I'm really into gradients and using like colors you wouldn't naturally think. Like I like the idea of like doing a rainbow type of thing because, you know, rain,
Rainbows and rain and pretty stuff like that.
That's helpful. Oh, is it helpful? Okay, good. I wasn't sure if you were here earlier and you missed it, or if I just didn't explain it in a good enough way the first time. I always want to make sure everything I say is really nice and clear and concise, as I do a 2-hour lettering tutorial. Oh, it's because you chose a fucking circle. Yeah. Like for you, if you're doing a circle, it's just all about doing a flick, but in a, like, just doing like a flick on an angle, right? It's a little harder, but it's doable. You can do it. It can be done. We have the technology. All right, so we've done the flicks. Oh, fuck. We've done the flicks. And now I'm going to go into my mask, and I'm just going to remove and do some lines going totally through it and taking away some of the my thing. So I'm gonna have a line like right here going through all the way through. Just adding even more texture in here, having this maybe line go all the way through. This line, like really try to break it up a little bit. I'm starting to do this like more zoomed out because sometimes if you get too zoomed in, this is the problem with drawing digitally, is you're so consumed with making like everything look perfect and good when you're zoomed in that when you zoom out, you notice that you miss all of the detail you just spent gobs of time on. It's like, Dina, no, don't do it. Just doing a couple flicks on the inside here. A couple sharp cuts. I think, oh yeah. But yeah, I love doing these like, so normally we don't do these weekly, so normally these weekly tutorials are like private. It's for $15 members on Patreon. But I always try to like to do one free one a month. Not only, you know, obviously as a way to like advertise the Patreon, but also just to like, kind of give back. You know what I mean? So we do a lot of really fun things. Like next month we're going to be playing with, what is it called? Inkbox? I think it's called Inkbox. I think that's right. Inkbox, which is like these temporary tattoos. You guys can like freehand and draw on yourself. So we're going to be playing with that. And I got the whole kit. Like I got a set of different nibs that are different sizes. So I have like a shading nib, a thicker nib, thinner nib, just like different micron sizes. You can think of it like that. And then I got transfer paper. So you can go ahead and do the design on paper first, transfer it onto your skin, and then trace the design on your skin. So that's what we're going to be doing next week. So like things like that, like this week we're going to draw on a banana. This week we're going to do this. It's like just literally lettering adventures, right? Just trying to find cooler ways to draw letters, pretty much. Have more fun, whether it's like learning a new style, new technique, whatever. All right, so we only have about a few minutes left, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and add more of these background lines. I went ahead and added all the texture. I added the flicks. Now I'm just going to go ahead and add these lines. Remember, the closer you are to your letter, the more lines there are going to be. The further away you get from your letter, the longer and less the lines are going to be. So like right now I'm really close to all these letters so that I'm doing really short dashes because it's the water being broken up by the letters. Trying to vary them, right, with size and stuff. Ooh, someone just sent in something for their critique. I see you. So like even right here, we're even just like having a gap between the T and the L and all. I'm like starting to put the lines further away from each other. I'm definitely starting to lose my direction here, but that's okay. I will survive. Are you guys just about ready for that critique? Are you ready? Do all these close-up lines next to each other. Looks so crazy when you zoom out, doesn't it? It's so crazy! This shit's gonna look nuts when I'm done. Oh my god. I haven't done this much detail in a piece in so long. I went through this like kick a few years ago. I can actually like turn off everything here. Flowers. Where's my letters? 'Cause I still see it. Where are you? Huh. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. I was like, where's my tracing layer? There we go. So now I went ahead and I just removed the layer that showed me all the letters. Oh, this is going to look so cool. Okay. I'm fine. Everything's great. All right. Now I'm like hustling. I'm like, oh, can I get more of these lines done before the critique? Can she do it? Does she have it in her to draw even more straight lines in a quick motion while still going diagonally at the same degree of the angle? Does she? Can she do it? Ladies and gentlemen, watch before your very eyes. This artist draw lines. So dumb. All right. Not really a lot of letters there, so not as many lines. Just trying to get all these, like, the space between the words flushed out here. Just so we can start doing some, like, longer straight lines. We're almost ready for the live stream. Where do you send for critique? So send me an email at dina@lettershop.com. Dina@lettershop.com. Lettershop.com. Yes, completely normal. All right, cool. Oh, my hand hurts, guys. Does anyone else's hand hurt? Raise your hand if your hand hurts. Does your hand hurt? Mine does. All right. All right, just gotta do these. I love what it cracks me up every time I use Astropad. It's like, would you like to enable finger mode? And every time it makes me laugh. Every time, because I'm 12. I'm 12 and that shit's still funny to me. All right. God damn it. I was hoping I get further. What resources, classes, info do you recommend for beginning letters? Me. I am my biggest recommendation. Sarah. Is joining lettering adventures. Because, like, so many people who start out lettering do it the total wrong way. They immediately start creating compositions and posters and all this stuff is like, no. You first need to learn how to draw letters. Then you learn how to draw words. And then you learn how to draw sentences. You have the building blocks, right? So lettering adventures is really all about, first, how can we go ahead and learn new styles letter by letter? So that we really learn more about, like, why is a letter A constructed this way? What helps readability? What are the biggest, like, fucking mess ups when you're just starting out as a hand lettering artist? Like, really getting all the basics and the foundation down first, and then really committing those new styles to memory. That's really the trick. And then we do the live streams, which are all about, you know what I mean? Like, actually doing the entire composition. All right, guys, you know what time it is. It's 7 o'clock. I just want to finish a couple more of these lines here. Just want to finish this little corner so I can feel like I accomplished something. Oh, so pretty much what I'm going to be doing after this part is literally just starting to, like, sparsely add these lines the further away they get, just so I could show you. Like really starting to sparse them out. So let's just like do it around this flower, for example. See how it's like not as many lines, and then we kind of almost do like a gradient of lines, if you will. It's like as it gets further and further away from the lettering, it just gets more and more sparse. I know saying that, I've said that this whole time, but I just want to, hearing it and seeing it are just different things. This is starting to look very anime-ish to me. I don't know why. All the rain. I'm just starting to do longer and longer lines. See how that works? This is like really, really clusterfucked, near let it out, but then the further and further we get away from let it out, the more sparse it gets. And I'll go in there and I'll like start to actually make it look more like a gradient, but it's gonna look fucking sexy. Sexy, sexy, sexy. All right, let's save. It's critique time. Oh my God, my hand hurts so much. Oh, the cracking. Can you hear it? Oh, my fingers. Oh, they're broken. Okay, let's do some critiques. Let's do it. I'm ready for you. All right. Yes, love your work. Thanks, Sarah. For real, though, your workbooks are gold. Thanks, Phil. I really appreciate that. Yes, Dina gives not only great lettering advice, but tips and tricks as a confident artist. Thanks, man. All right. Boop. Oh, that's an error. Thanks, Google. They're like, you can't access your email right now. Hold on. Let's refresh this this beach right here. Refresh a beach. What do you mean? Why can't I access my email? This is like not convenient for me. Here we go. Don't look at my password. Don't you look at it. All right, load it up, 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 load it up. Why you have to be so slow? Jesus Christ. All right, let's check this out. My monitor on my left-hand side is just so much more zoomed in, so that's why my box was so tiny. Oh my God, free critique, free critique. All right, let's delete all these things that aren't critiques. Oh, I love this. Dina, I've gotten so much from you being my business coach, and I want to thank you profusely for everything. That's nice. Thanks, Noah. I love you too. All right, we got a couple critiques, so let's start with Shauna, because she's the first person who sent one. All right. I'm going to critique. So when you guys send me stuff like this, it's really, really hard to critique because it's not flat. So I'm going to go ahead and critique the flat one. So let me save it. Download that biznitch. Downloads. Pull it up into Photoshop. Photoshop, come on, baby. All right. So leggings are pants. First of all, I insanely agree with the statement. Leggings are pants. But this piece is insanely hard to read. So a few things that you could have done differently are this L. I think the hardest thing to read was the fact that it was an L. And I understand like the enticement of like, hey, I'm going to put this L and like have the lick be the crossbar. And also you're trying to make this fit into a circle. So by the way, script is one of the hardest the hardest styles to put inside of a container. So I highly recommend against putting script in any container that isn't a horizontal box. It's just gonna suck. You can kind of put it on an arc, but even then it looks kind of weird. Like script, just straight. It needs to have a straight baseline. It could be an angled baseline or a straight baseline, but it's really, really hard to put it in an arc and then also put it inside of a circle. So I think just altogether the style of lettering that was chosen for this composition just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So, but also with that being said, I would probably go ahead and just start to break it outside of the circle slightly. So I would maybe like take this S and then have it go like maybe like this. Because I think this crossbar isn't really working, and you could have easily just like had these been two separate things and it would have made it a little bit more easier to read. This E, I feel like it's weird that it ends and like this N for some reason is getting thicker. I don't know if that's like a terminal or something, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Same thing with these G's, like they start to get thick and then they get thin, where they really should just be the same length. Like that. This I, it's because you've morphed your letters so much that it's hard to read it. So I probably would have made this more of a normal I. The G doesn't bother me. It's just these N's. Like, I'm sure that was a stylistic choice. And this S is almost like I almost missed it. Like, if you're going to do an S, I feel like you have to really try to make it look like an S. The P... It kind of bums me out because this A is so much bigger than the N, so it's taking up real estate. You know what I mean? That's why the N is like so small. So I feel like if the A was just shrunken down a little bit, you could have more room for that N for it to be easier to read. And then this S. Maybe just having it in versus having it lick out might have been easier in terms of readability. But I think that would have been probably the easiest way to do it. But, I mean, it's a little hard to read, but I also was like super zoomed into it as well. So I probably would have recommended as well, like, let me turn this off. Literally, when you're placing it in like a composition and you want to go ahead and like post it on Instagram or something. Hold on. I'm setting it up. It's nice to just back it away from the edges a little bit. So just having it be like this small compared to the background, because it actually like gives me, I'm backed up away from the art to read it a little bit easier, because having it being that zoomed in, my eye just kind of like gets really confused, and I read the R first before I actually read leggings. So just something to keep in mind. You already did the piece. You did a great job. It looks really great, but it's just, I feel like you didn't put a lot of thought into why you chose script. Like maybe you just enjoy drawing script. But it just doesn't, the readability is just a huge issue. And that's always the number one thing with lettering. You can break the rules as much as you want, but if it hurts readability, you're fucking it up. Because you have to be able to read it. So I think better decisions could have been made the next time you create a piece. But there are a couple ideas I gave you to help increase readability a little bit with the composition that you do have right now. So if you wanted to make this into a sticker or something like that, maybe take the time to make these edits. If this was just a one-time thing that you made just to post on Instagram, then I wouldn't really make any of these edits and just learn for next time, right? So let me go ahead and reply to her. But it was, it's a good piece. I like the colors and the highlights are cute. Nope. What are you? Where did I just save this thing? Where? What? Oh, there you are. Is this you? Yeah, okay. Oh, dun, 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 send. Next person. I'm not looking at the chat. You guys can look at yourself. Oh, you guys didn't say anything. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Okay, let's... Oh, no. Okay. Next one. Gabriel. Gave me a PDF. All right. Gabriel, it is your turn. PDFs kind of suck because it makes my computer want to die, and I'm doing a live stream, so if this takes too much RAM, I might not be able to do it. I think it'll be fine. Okay. Okay, let's add white background to this. Loan time. Oh no. Loan time. I don't know what the last word is. Long time. Oof. Wow. Long time decked? Is that D-E-K-D? Long time D-E... I think it's a K. I don't know. Is that a word? Deco? Is it an O? Is it a D? I don't know what that says. Long time... Ah! I hate this. I can't read it. Damn it. All right. This is what... Okay. All right. So a few tricks for readability. The L, the O, the N. Awesome. I can read that. I thought this was a G. I thought this was an E. So I think if you just... Wait. Let me get an actual color in here. Oh, it's because it's in grayscale. All right. Switch to RGB. Yes. Merge. It's fine. All right. Brush. Long time. I don't think this needs to be connected. Why can't I? Photoshop, I will break your face. I don't think this needs to be connected because it's not really helping you. And especially you have all these crossovers. Like you have this L going underneath it, then you have the N. Like I think if you would have kept the L and just had the N end, it probably would have been easier to read. Then this M and the K really, really confused me. So again, just breaking it up. I probably, if this is a K, I do not know what this letter is. But if it's a K, I probably would have done something more like that. Because like this connection, maybe this connection's not so bad. I think the connection's probably fine. It's just the fact if it is a K, this arm doesn't read as an, like, is it an L? Is this M turning into an L? Like it doesn't read as a K. In this other letter, I don't know if it's a D or an O. I don't know what it is. But if you wanted to go for a D, you should have done something similar to what you did before, which was like that. Long time decked. And also, this is really weird. You have all these like really cool rugged lines, but then your circle is perfectly like it's so clean. Like I want the same brush crazy effect on the sides that I do the lettering, right? Because it doesn't really match. So it's like just use whatever the same effect you did here. Even if it doesn't make a perfect circle, like who fucking cares? It's a hand lettered piece. It doesn't need to look perfect. Yeah, so those are the changes that I would make. Let me make this small again so I can see the chat at the same time. Long time dead? Is it an A? I see dead. I think it might be dead. Oh, it's a D. It's an A? Oh my God. All right, hold on. Thank you. I was like, I bet you guys know what the fuck it says. All right. Come on. Long time dead. All right. I don't see an A. I don't know. Oh, okay. So you have like the bar and this is the... Okay, that's not working. Yeah, that's it. No. No. So this part is fine, but if you just put the crossbar like there versus using this bottom half of the E as the crossbar, I think it would have been easily readable. I love the script, so your tip on readability was super helpful. It was more of a quick sketch. Definitely should have thought out the structure beforehand. Yeah, I think, I mean, practice is practice, right, Shauna? So anytime you pick up the pencil to draw something, you're getting something out of that experience. But I definitely want to urge you to start thinking about your lettering in terms of, like, spend more time in just that basic rough sketch phase. Like, don't just go to the style you're the most comfortable with, which is probably script. Go ahead and be like, okay, if I'm going to be putting this into a complicated shape, I should probably use the most easily read style, which would be more like maybe like a condensed sans serif or something like that. And really think about, what am I trying to say with this piece, and what typography choices would better invoke the mood and the tone of the message that I'm trying to portray, right? Yeah, like that, like just, it's less about like, oh, does this A look like an A and blah, blah, blah. It's like, I will forgive poor lettering technicalities if the meaning is there and I really understand the message you're trying to portray. You know what I mean? Okay, so those are my edits for this one. I did not see the A. Did not. So I'm glad you guys saw that so I could be like, oh, Okay, that makes sense. Cool. I didn't get it at all. All right. Here we go. And also, it's just nice to have someone like look at your work and give you feedback, because sometimes like you're staring at something for so long, you can't always see those mistakes, but like someone like me can come and look into it, like, I don't know what that says. You made it, like you obviously know what the fuck it says. But like this is really common, like in lettering, when you stare at words and letters so long that they look like they're spelled wrong all of a sudden, like your brain's just like, what? All right, next up is Megan. Ooh, we got a super simple piece. It just says thick. Girl, you thick. I like them curves, girl. I like them curls. Curls and curves. What am I doing? My brain's starting to turn off, guys, from working too much today. All right, edit. Image. Mode? Yes, okay, it's the right mode. All right, thick. So you have a bit of a jumping baseline happening here, which would have been fine if you would have followed through with it. So you have this line, right? And then you have this line, then you have this line, and then you have this line. So you have too many baselines. Like a jumping baseline is like, hey, the T is going to go up here, and the H is going to go here, then the I is going to be here, and the K is going to be here, and the K is going to be here. So you have two baselines, right? So jumping baseline. But this one is just like you got all different kinds of baselines. And it just confuses my eye a little bit, because when you think about, and I know this is probably just practice, but if this piece, let's say, was a logo or was going to be used on a hat or was a brand or something, because you have this weird grid happening, it's going to be really hard for any graphic designer to place this image into an actual document or a layout or a packaging, because there's too many guides. So just something to think about. In terms of, let's check it out. So the part that freaks me out a little bit is the K. Like, I appreciate the symmetry. So you have like the lick coming off of the H and then the lick coming off of the K, which I like. But technically it's wrong. So it's like this, I'd probably put a little bit higher. This should be thick here and then get thin and then get thick again, which is a super easy fix, because this is a downward stroke. This is the leg of the K. It should be thick, and then as it goes down, get thin, and then as a terminal, which are these little like flat pieces at the ends, then it makes more sense. I also probably would have done something more like this with the T, just because having it go down, it almost looks like an X coming into an H. Like it could be misread as a different letter. But that's like a nitpicky thing. And then the only other issue is your kerning. So the space between the T and the H are really far apart, but everything else is super close. So it's just a matter of making sure that you have even kerning. Like if you like this amount of space, I'm like pointing to my screen like you can see what I'm pointing to, but this amount of space, if this is how tight you don't want to make the T and the H any tighter than this right here, then that means you need to mimic that same kerning in the rest of the letters. I have the hiccups now. Probably because I've been talking for 3 hours, but I haven't drank any water. There we go. Last thing is this part right here. So you have your cap height. So I just think it's weird that the H goes over the T. Like I probably would have just had it like this, and then that K should have reached that same point. You know what I'm saying? So just, these should have been on the same, like you can play with the, it's really weird because you're playing with the different baselines. So that's probably why your cap heights are a little bit off. But yeah, so it's just like basic stuff. Like make sure you have your guides in place, like your baseline, which is the bottom of your letters, the cap height, which is the top of your letters, looking at kerning, making sure your letters are thick in the right spaces, that kind of thing. But as far as all that nitpicky shit that I just said, it's a really good piece. It's really nice. It's got that kind of cool like graffiti look to it, which is nice. I personally can't pull off the graffiti look. I've been asked a few times to make a workbook, like a graffiti workbook, and I'm like, oh, I just don't want to do it. Like, please don't make me. Like, I'm good, guys. I don't want to. All right. I'm sending it back to you, Megan. There you go. Just emailed it to you. Next up, we got Sarah. This is a sketch of my first hand-lettered piece. I'm feeling like the first Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I'll totally help you. All right. Yep. The document may be damaged. Okay. Let's try that again. I just grabbed it from the mail. From my mail to Photoshop. Maybe that just didn't work. Let's try it downloads. I officially downloaded it. Now I take it and I go to Photoshop. Okay, there we go. Okay, image, edit. Clockwise. Oh, that's the wrong way. Yeah, my brain is turning off. Hardcore, guys. I'm like, why do I use Photoshop? Like, is this real life? Okay, there we go. Leviosa. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Oh, Harry Potter references. How I love them. Okay. So a few things. Guides. This is the width of your piece. What is this? Oh, it's a wand. Okay. I didn't notice that. So that's the width of your piece. So the edge of your L, right, should meet up with this. So let's just go. This is what I always do with any new piece I get. Like, all right. So I can see that she's playing with guides. I see the guides in here. This is the only time you're like, nope, I don't need no stinking guides. Like, yes, you do. Like, you put guides for everything else, but you didn't put guides for your script. Why? All right, a few things. This L, like this top loop it looks more like a weird lowercase s than it does an L. So I probably would have just done a more traditional L. But I see why you ran into the issue, because you're trying to do this thing. Oh man, I don't think you can get, I can't even get that to work. I just don't think it works. Undo, redo, redo. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're trying to do, where you're trying to have it connect to the wand, but I don't think you even need the wand. Like, for me personally, I probably would have just put the wand here to underline it, right? And then had some like magic, little circles or whatever, like around it. And then this L, I would have just kept it normal and maybe just used it to highlight it, right? And the way this would have been if you had your baseline in right, it would have been like E. It would have been E. This V is kind of interesting, but you don't want to curl it on the left-hand side. You can curl on the right-hand side, though, like you did with the I here. That's fine. The O needs to be the same size. This S. And then the A would be more like that. And it's just a lot easier to read versus like, hey, this O and the E are really tiny, but the S and the V are big. Like, it's just, for script, you just can't play with it that much. And then the not and the it's, I think it's probably would have been better if it was just straight, like had a, versus skewed, because you want your containers to fit in the space so it takes up the most amount of space possible. But it's is crooked, and it doesn't really make sense because Leviosa isn't crooked, right? And then you, obviously, if we get rid of this huge lick from the S, it's like, what do we do with this negative space? That's when I would probably either A, just maybe add more like magic stuff, or that's where you put the wand. You just put the wand here, right? And then you just have magic. This is what magic looks like, right, guys? You could have done that and then not put it here. That would have been fine. As far as Leviosa goes, it's supposed to be a varied weight. So like O's are kind of hard. So it should have equal weight on the left and right side. Right now it's just the left side has weight. Also your A is backwards. So the right side of your A is the one that has the weight and the left hand side doesn't. And also just because you're when you're doing crossbars like this, you only want the crossbar to be at an angle if the baseline is at an angle. But since the baseline is straight, the crossbar should be straight, if that makes sense. And then you just forgot some serifs. Like the E is missing serifs on the left side there. Yeah. Yeah. So it's really not, like, as far as the lettering, the letters are concerned, everything's pretty good except for Leviosa. It's just like, you really, for script, it's such a hard to read style. You really got to make sure it's all the letters are the same height, they're all the same width, they have the same amount of thickness, they're on the same guide. Just so you could make sure you can read the letters. Because that's always going to be the #1 critique, right? Like, can I read this? But the phrase is super cute. And I think if you restructured the layout a little bit better, I think you'd be way better off. So try some of those styles out. See if it makes it just kind of pull together and make your eyes go, yeah. And I'm excited to see what you do with it. All right, where did I just put that? Where did I put you? All right, file, export, PNG. I'll probably save it to my downloads folder. Yep. Desktop, save to desktop, replay it. So it's on my desktop. Where are you? Is it this guy? Yeah, okay, I found it. I found it. It's cool, don't freak out. You just match all the angles to the same degree, that's fine. Awesome, thank you so much, Dina. I am a huge HP nerd, so yeah, I had to do a quote. Harry Potter nerd? Yeah, dude, of course. I think it's a good phrase. Just little nitpicky things to make it a little bit more legible. Man, my email's being slow. Probably because I'm live streaming. That's probably what it is. All right, Lauren Beck, you're next. Oh, so you're the one that was doing the, guys, don't send me PDFs. Don't send me PDFs. They're so big. Just send me screenshots or something. All right. Ringo, stop being mad at me. I'm almost done with the live stream. I'm almost done with the live stream, buddy. Just hang on. I know you're hungry. Just hold on. This is cool. This is cool. All right. All right. All right. Few things I don't like. I don't like this lick. No. Stop it. It's weird. Just do this. If you want it to be a connection, just do that. Beautiful. Beautiful connection. Because I see what you're doing with these licks, but it's weird. It's not working. Like, I know you spent the time to make this, but just get rid of that. It's more important for readability than the bounce. I don't know. Maybe it'll work. It's hard for me to tell. Maybe it would work. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. It's fine. You're fine. Because it's so intentional, and it's not like any of those licks make it look like another letter, so I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Yeah, I bet you it'll look fucking cool. Never mind. I take back everything I just said. All right, as far as the lettering is concerned, it's pretty good. The only issue I see, which I'm glad that you didn't get to time yet, is your kerning is off. So, like, obviously the M and the E are much closer to each other than the beginning of time. So what I would do is just maybe, it's just, to make this easier on yourself, just put I closer together to both these letters, because you have pretty tight kerning on Bath. So just do the same thing on time. And as far as like what you're doing with this effect, I think it totally looks like it. I think you're killing it. But maybe something to be aware of is, because it's like I'm assuming a drain, right? Like a bathtub. The line should be really, really tight in the center, and then as you expand outward, then those lines will get further and further away. I think that would really help. So I think the work you've done so far is fine, especially since that A is like right in the center of I want to call it a toilet, of the toilet. Just keep that in mind. And I think you're already doing that. Like, you have the lines tight, and then as you're loosening up. But as far as readability goes, it's good. The thins and thicks match up. It's just that one kerning issue. You killed it. I'm not even going to send this to you. Just make the I and the T closer. Boom. End of critique. So you like, oh, this is good. I don't have anything to say about it. I like it. It looks great. Just the one little kerning issue. All right, we got Claire. What's Claire? What has Claire got for me? Passion is bullshit. Here, I'm going to crop this just so I don't get distracted by this blank spot underneath it. Edit. Why can't my brain work? Crop. It's under image. Oh my god, my brain is broken. Okay. All right. Oh, you sent me a JPEG too? You're dying. Don't die. All right. Brush, 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 brush. Am I in the right program? Yes. All right. Passion is bullshit. This is pretty funny. Ringo. Buddy. I know. We're almost done. Only 2 more critiques. It's like, but you haven't pet me all day and you've been working all day. I know. I don't get weekends off, buddy. I'm sorry. All right. Come on. All right. So let's look at this thing. I think is should be filled in because it's weird that the smallest word, the tertiary visual hierarchy, is just in a stroke when nothing else is like a stroke. So I definitely think just keep that filled in so you can make it really easy to read. Yeah, the colors are nice. I love the background illustrations. It's really pretty. The only thing is your drop shadow isn't totally filled in. So like when you go ahead and you add that drop shadow, oh my god, Astropad, what are you doing? I hate you. I can't. All right, hold on. Let me make my screen bigger. Astropad, I will kill your father. All right, come here. All right, there we go. Okay. So when you have a drop shadow, what you would do is the background wouldn't just be these thins of the black lettering. It would actually be filled. So like this would be full, that would be filled. All this behind this would be filled with orange, and just connect them. Like just add a little bit of extra juice here. Just make it actually look like a drop shadow. It'll help readability a lot. That would be filled in, that would be filled in. This would be filled in. So like if this is orange, you could still see all these cool little lines. It just makes it easier to see those lines. Boop, 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 boop. You get the point. That's the only thing that bothers me. Let's look at the other stuff. I really appreciate you showing this technique. I've been wanting to try it. Yeah, dude. Passion is cool. There's a little bit of a kerning issue here, but I don't think many people would notice it. Bullshit. Bullshit. Oh, it's so hard to see. Hold on. Yep, that's the issue. B and U are too close to each other. That's why you can tell with the drop shadow. Like, look how much of a... You have this really nice big gap of green background in between these letters, but the B and the U don't have that. And that's because the B and the U are so close together. Even if it looks visually like the same here, just go ahead and just give the B a little bit more extra space. It'll make that U a lot easier to see. Technically, this S should be like this, just the weight, and then it would be like this. It wouldn't be thick like that. But it doesn't bother me, so I think it's fine. Yeah, and that's it. Everything else is good. So it's just really like ending, like actually filling in the background of that drop shadow, that one kerning issue between the B and the U, and just filling in is. So pretty easy stuff. I think you're gonna kill it. You're gonna do so good. All right, I think we got one more. I might have to do sound effects. Which is very fascinating live stream. Send. Email sent. All right. Last up. Lauren. All right. I normally don't do 2, but since it's for the same piece, I'll accept it. Oh, I see. Oh, it's just the same piece. Oh, I see. Okay. Because you're like, I sent you a JPEG too. I'm like, I didn't see a JPEG. I get it. So we're done. We're done, guys. We did it. We did it. We finished. We finished everything. We're done. We did it. Everything's great. Oh, my hand hurts. Guys, if you have been drawing with me this entire time, let's go ahead, stretch out those hands a little bit, do a couple moves. We're going to do the fist and release. We're going to do a tight fist, and then release. Oh, it feels so good. Tight fist. I know it's very sexual. It's because it is. And then release. Shake it out. Shake it out. See my shiny face? I love it. Do some finger touches. Right? Take your fingers. Touch your thumbs. Do this a couple times. Help release some of the stress you just put on your hands. Now go backwards. Shake it out. Oh, yeah. All right, go in circles. You want to go up and down like this? I know it looks silly. It's like you're getting in some like sissy fight with somebody. Like, stop it! Like this, and then go back and forth left and right. It looks so weird on the internet. Come and tune into my live stream. And then just do circles, and then you're good. Ah, my hands feel better already, seriously. Okay. Just getting that blood flowing in your hands after it being so concentrated in just one finger and just looking at one thing. It can be a little frustrating. But guys, seriously, everyone's giving me the hands. Thanks so much for this live stream. Learned so much. I'm so glad. Guys, if you've been enjoying this content, please do me a solid and hit that subscribe button, and even better, that bell icon button on YouTube so you guys get notified every single time we do a live stream or have a new piece of content out. I make a lot of free content, guys. A lot of free content on IGTV, on Instagram, on Patreon, and on YouTube. But hey, if you want a little bit more, you want more Dina time, you want more lettering, please join us at patreon.com/lettershop. We do these weekly live lettering streams every single Sunday. You get new workbooks teaching you new styles of hand lettering every single month. And you can even join some coaching and get some personalized one-on-one time with me if you just need some serious fucking help trying to like launch a business off the ground and make some serious income from your talent, your skill, which is art, right? Thank you guys for just being my friends on the internet. I seriously appreciate every minute, even for those of you who clicked on me and immediately left. Thanks for just giving me a shot. I really appreciate it. You guys are seriously so amazing, and I can't say thank you enough. And thanks for making me feel a little less lonely. You guys are great. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Thanks for being my friends. Goodbye. Farewell.